That movie is a shit show. What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. It's all theater of the mind. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see.
Hump Day, Wednesday, May the 10th, 2023, 6:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hump Day Hangout, Hump Day Q&A, Hump Day. Let's do it again! Yes! Skeletor! Hey, man! The poll in the chat. Have you guys voted yet? Would you like to see a Halloween Season of the Witch streaming series? Yes? Maybe? No! I want Michael Myers, damn it! Woo! One more time! Yes. 52% say yes, 19% say maybe, and 29% say no. They want Michael Myers again. Don't worry, you'll get Michael Myers again. You'll get him. You'll get him again. Maybe I should have been more specific in the question. I was kind of like next. Do you know what I mean? Now, as you know, Halloween's my favorite horror movie of all time, and in case you didn't know, and I'd love to see Michael back. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Michael Myers back? But I also think it would be great to expand it a little bit into other territories. And I think Season of the Witch is ripe for the picking. I think Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is... I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's okay. I think it's more of a movie that's got a lot of potential. I think you can sort of repackage that story, with a bigger budget and sort of, maybe make it a series. I think you could do that. You could do it as a sequel. You could you could remake it. You could do a direct sequel, or you could just remake it, but in the form of a series, or do a sequel in the form of a series. Either way, I think Season of the Witch is something I would like to see in a series format of some sort. I think it would be cool. Just let Michael breathe, let Michael rest for a while. We don't, you don't want to get oversaturated with too much Michael. I think we should let Michael, I'll be honest with you, I think we should let Michael rest at least minimum until 2028, until the 50th year anniversary. That's minimum. Personally, I would be okay if you took it into the 2030s. Seriously, I'd be fine with that. Be totally fine with that. Maybe you go to 55, maybe you go to 60, 2038. I know for some of you that might be too long, but and they probably won't do that. But I would be okay if it was at least 2028 and they didn't do a Michael Myers thing until maybe even 2030 or something. I'd be okay with it. Totally. Like I'm good. I don't need Michael again. I mean, we've got so much. That's me though. That's me. I would like to see other things. At least try it out, right? Try it out. And maybe you do incorporate it into the Michael Myers Halloween universe. Do you know what I mean? So like what, I've always said, you do the Charlie Bowles story. Maybe Season of the Witch is taking place in I don't know, just something different. Try it out. Let Michael rest for a bit. Let us miss him, and then bring him back. So that's kind of what the poll was about. So for me, yeah, I'd like to see them try it. I would. I'd like to see them try it. And so far, 94 of you have voted, and 51% say yes, you'd like to see a series as well. But of course, I didn't write like the next thing, so maybe you guys would say no on that. I don't know. Personally, I'd like to see it as next because I think there's an opportunity to make Season of the Witch better. I think Season of the Witch is fine. I don't think it's a great movie. I think it's fine. You know, it's serviceable. It's you know, I think why people really like it personally, and I don't want to speak for everybody, of course, but I think at least the reason why I like it enough is because of the potential of it. You know, I think there's a lot of untapped potential for that story that just the budget didn't allow, and you know what I mean? I think you could really open it up, and I think a series would be really interesting, you know, because like a 10 episode, 8 episode, 1 hour long, I mean, you know what I mean? You could really open that up. You could really expand it and shit, towns, the world, apocalyptic shit. Like, I think it'd be really cool, personally. So that's why I'd like to see it. That's why I'd like to see it. Super chat comes in from the Violators. Sends in $4.99. Thank you, buddy. Says, I think if they were to make Season of the Witch series, they should make it a prequel. Make it in Cochrane's old Celtic lands as he described them. Yeah, I guess you probably could do something like that. You probably could. Yeah, I could see something like that happening. Maybe. I could see that. I don't know if that's what they would do or whether they'd want to. I just think you should remake it. I don't think it should be, although in some ways that is what you're suggesting. You're just going back. But then does that mean that the 1982 film is canon? Or is the series going to be leading into what the 1982 film sort of was? I think if you're going to make it a series, personally for me, just start over. I think you should start over. And maybe you do start over with the prequel going back. I don't know if I would set a whole series like that. Maybe the first couple episodes, maybe. I don't know. But there's a lot of untapped potential there for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Read all about it. Salwane's Night sends in $5, says, do you think we will get anything new with A Nightmare on Elm Street for the original 40th next year? And if so, what? I think it's a little too early to say on that. Because I haven't heard any movement on anything, I am inclined to say no, although it doesn't take a lot to get a horror movie going. It doesn't take a lot to shoot a horror movie. I mean, you could move into development this fall, start pre-production shortly thereafter, shoot the movie in, February and March, and have the movie out in time for the fall of 2024. I mean, you could do that. There would have to be rumblings about it now. There would have to be stuff, sort of movement on it now. And I haven't heard anything. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say there isn't going to be anything for the 40th. Or it's not the 40th. Is it the 40th or the 50th? Wait, 84, 94, 04, 24, 40th. Yeah. I had my math there. I think what you will get, though, is you'll get like a remastered 4K, a re-release of the original, and maybe a couple extra features, and maybe you'll get the new Robert Englund documentary like as a special feature on it or something, or they'll do that, or they'll do a new box set and do all that kind of stuff for it for sure. Something like that anyway. Robert, of course, will be making the rounds next year. He'll be making good money next year. It's the 40th. A lot of cons will want to have the cast there because it's the 40th, and they'll be marketed as it's the 40th, and they'll be on the 40th anniversary tour essentially. So there'll be a lot of that, but whether there will be a complete, like a brand new movie, I don't know. I don't think so. But like I said, horror movies, you can move into development pretty quickly and into pre-production even faster, and then into production really fast. So who knows? I have no idea, but I'm inclined to say, I don't know. Nick Jean, $1.99 says, almost 1/3 of the way there in 10 days. Yes, guys. again, I cannot thank you so much for everything that you are doing. Look at this. Let me go over to the other screen here. Hello, hello, hello. There I am. There's my mic. Took a bit to click in. Look at that. Again, you're seeing it in Canadian dollars. Actually, let me refresh this because I think we're actually a bit higher. Let me refresh this. You're seeing this in Canadian dollars. So again, if you're in the US and you go, it'll look a bit lower. 36,317, 30% of our production budget raised in like 9 days, 10 days. It's actually 9 days because you never count the day you're on, right? I mean, I guess you kind of do, but like, you know how you go, it's the first, so over to the second would be, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So technically it's 9 days, but we're on our 10th day. Yeah. And, I mean, you know, we would love it, folks. We would love it if we could get to 40,000, at least 40,000 by next Monday. I mean, if we can cross 40,000 before then, that's great too. But to be at 40,000, which would be about, I think, just under 35% of our production budget in 2 weeks, that, I mean, we're on, I don't know if it's sustainable. We got to keep our foot down. Like we can't let up on this because it's a bigger budget than last time. We are ahead. By the way, I looked at the analytics and It's Me Billy Chapter 1, we didn't reach these numbers until July 24th or something like that. And we launched on the 4th of July. So it took us about 3 weeks to reach these numbers the first time around. Now we're at 36,317 in, you know, essentially 10 days. And that's fantastic. But the budget's also bigger. So we also have a longer way to go, but it's still awesome. I mean, to be at 30% of our production budget in 10 days, I just hope that we can kind of keep that momentum going, right? We can't let up. It would be amazing if by the end of May, by the end of the first month, it would be amazing if we were at like at least half, like we were sitting at like 60, 65,000, right? Maybe over half. That would be, now that also means we have another half to go for the, you know, the month of June, but that would be great. Again, if we can be over it, maybe we're at like 70,000 or something. I don't know. That'd be amazing too. But yeah, Nick, I mean, we're so pleased with this. And again, thank you to everybody out there. Everybody who has donated so far, has believed not just in the project, but in myself and Bruce and everybody attached to it. It is not lost on us that this is, again, something special that you're doing. I mean, you are helping to make this a reality. You will make it a reality. You know, yes, we will be there shooting the movie. Sure, of course, but it's with the money that you supplied. You know, you are the Indiegogo backers. You know, you are the ones that have greenlit the project. So, I mean, it's really special, really special. It's you know, it's just as much our film as it is yours. Or just as much your film as it is ours, I should say. So, yeah, amazing, Nick. Really cool stuff. We're really thrilled. We just gotta keep that momentum going. We just gotta keep that momentum going. Yeah. Oh, hang on a sec here. Hang on, my phone is buzzing. My phone is buzzing and bloody snap blam bidim bum 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 bidim bum 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 bum. Bloody phone is buzzing and what is this here? So I say this whole bum. Yeah, it's the good old phone. Oh, okay. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, amazing stuff, folks. Amazing stuff. Really appreciate. Really appreciate all the love and support so far. I mean, this is amazing. We were at 29,000 Monday morning. Now we're at 36,317. And it's absolutely fantastic. Could not agree more, Nick. Let me see here. Let me scrolling. Brandon Morrow sends in $6.99 Canadian. Hey, fellow Canuck. Says, let's get some donations to the Indiegogo campaign, McCrazies. Also, let's go Panthers. Ooh, Sens fan. I'm a Sabres fan, but I'm pulling for the Leafs, but I don't think they're going to do it. I think the Cats will claw them to death tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, let's get those. Like I said, if we can get either the single Blu-ray or the double blue, it's called, if we can get either of those to 550 total units sold, you know what I'm going to be doing on October the 28th. Chris Irizarry, am I saying that right? Irizarry? Sends in $2, thank you, and says, any idea on how we can miss Michael again? Yeah, you just don't make any more Michael movies for a while. That's what you do. That's what you do. You don't make any more, I don't think there should be a Michael Myers, in my opinion, a Halloween movie with Michael Myers, at least until 2028. Like, minimum. You know what I mean? It just, we don't want to be oversaturated with too much Michael. So, yeah, just don't make anything with Michael for a while, right? Out of sight, out of mind, the heart grows fonder. The heart grows fonder. Kevin Dustin says, hey, Dave, great momentum on the campaign. Thank you, Kevin. Says, maybe we will get the epic Halloween stream. I've already for my double Blu-ray perk yesterday. So you got your perk yesterday. Yeah, well, that's yes. So what Kevin is talking about, again, for those of you who don't know, on Saturday, October the 28th, 2023, I will do a epic 8 or 9 hour stream on this channel where I watch Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back to back to back to back to back. We'll have special guests on. There'll be some giveaways all day. One gigantic epic Halloween stream to end all Halloween streams. If the Blu-ray perk, which is the Chapter 2 Blu-ray, or the double blue Blu-ray perk, which is the perk where you get Chapter 1 and 2, if either of those reach 550 units sold. Right now, I don't know where they're at. Where are they right now? Let's have a look. The Blu-ray perk is at 65 sold. And the double blue, is at 82 sold. Okay, so the double blue is ahead. And I can understand that, right? You know, you get both perks, which is really cool. Or both movies, I should say. So yeah, if either of those get to 550, I will do that epic, gigantic stream. And I kid you not, I really actually want to do it. So I'm hoping you guys come through because I think that would be so much fun. I think that would be so much fun to do. And like I've been saying all week, you know, it is absolutely achievable. With nearly 30,000 subscribers on this channel, I think I have like 13 or 14,000 followers across my socials. It's absolutely doable. People just have to come out and do it. And it's absolutely achievable. I want to do it so badly. So yeah, if you're listening to this for the first time, or if you're just finding out about the project or the big epic stream, head over to the campaign. Yeah. And maybe pick up a double blue or a perk. And, yeah, maybe with people watching tonight, maybe we can get that to 37,000. That actually, it looks like a lot, but actually all that would take is, I think, like 5 people buying a double blue. That's all that would take. Remember, that's Canadian dollars, right? So it's going to be cheaper for you guys in the States. That's all it would take. Yeah, I think about 5 or 6 people to buy the double blue tonight. And we get to 37,000, which would be amazing. I think 37,200 would be 31%. Oh, can we get to the Halloween percentage? I don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying. I would like to see that personally. There's also not as many people in here tonight as there was the other night, so maybe not. Let me see here. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, Dave, and you'll dress up on the live, but let us vote for the costume. Well, it depends on what it is. Right? If it's something too crazy, I won't do it. But But I think personally, just me sitting my ass down for 8 hours doing a Halloween stream with guests and giveaways should be enough. I don't think there should be any more incentive for anybody to just buy a Blu-ray. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, 8 hours? I'm the one that's got to be here for 8 hours. You can tune in and out throughout the day. I'm the one that's got to sit my ass in this chair for 8 hours and watch 5 Halloween movies all day. I think that's, come on. I don't think let's not get too picky here. Let's not get too picky. Darren from Georgetown says, is the goal for the Blu-ray added together from all categories, or just one of those categories has to go to $550? No, just one of the categories. So if this single Blu-ray gets to $550, we've done it. If the double blue gets to $550, we've done it. I won't add them up. Now, if by the end of the campaign, like I've been saying, we're at like, $549, or $548, I will honor the stream. But if we're at $350 or $400 or $450 or $500, not going to do it. That's the deal. That's the deal, right? And, like I said, I fully believe it's possible. Like it might sound to the average person like a gigantic number, like an unachievable number, but it's not. Not when you have, 28.5 thousand subscribers, 3,000 followers on Instagram, nearly 5,000 followers on Twitter, nearly 4,000 followers on Facebook. Sure, there's overlap for sure, but I mean, this should technically be a breeze, right? Technically, right? If I only had like 300 subs and I'm asking for 550 people to buy a Blu-ray, yeah, that's like, Dave, what are you doing? That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's absolutely achievable. People just have to come out and do it. And I will do that stream. I don't think it's a high. Look, we sold before on campaign 1, we sold over 400 Blu-rays on the first campaign. So you would think that with chapter 2, we could absolutely sell probably 700 or 800. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. But no, it's one or the other. Whichever one gets there first. Ryan O'Neill sends in $4.99. Thank you, Ryan. Says, as someone who is a fan of your channel for about 6 years now, amazing, but wasn't a huge fan of It's Me, Billy 1, what would your pitch be to contribute to the Indiegogo campaign? Well, Ryan, I guess it all depends on what you were not a big fan of, right? So without knowing what you were not a big fan of, it's hard for me to know what to pitch to you. I would simply say this, that speaking in general terms, I would simply say that It's Me, Billy Chapter 1 was always designed to be the first part of a 2-part story, right? So it was never designed to just end on a cliffhanger with nowhere to go. But when you're not backed by a studio and you want to produce studio quality work, sometimes, and you're crowdfunding, sometimes it's easier to take those things in stages, right? That's what Vincent DeSanti did. Now, because he was able to prove his worth and he's got 2 studio quality movies out there, he was able to raise nearly $300,000 for a feature-length Never Hike Alone 2, right? But that's not what he did at first. Cecil Laird, same thing, right? He's got the short film. He was able to raise some money. When you want to produce studio-level work, but you're not backed by a studio, sometimes it's easier to take these things in stages. So we wrote a script that was designed to be in the same vein as the original Black Christmas, right? So it's not cut from the same cloth of storytelling like a Friday the 13th or a Nightmare on Elm Street with blood and, high body counts and slashing. It's not Black Christmas 2006. This is a direct sequel to the original Black Christmas from 1974. So we wanted it to feel that it lived in the same universe. It breathed the same air as that original in tone, in style, in pacing, all that kind of stuff, right? And we knew that at this part of the story, we were going to end on this cliffhanger like, oh my God. And hopefully people would be like, oh, now there were some people that were like, that's it. And it's like, well, no, obviously that's not it. I mean, we didn't run out of money. It was intentional. And then the design was to let the movie breathe online for a bit, get some more eyeballs on it, and then go into chapter 2 and complete the story and make a hell of a run to see if we can get Olivia Hussey on board, which we did. So now I think now again, I don't know what you didn't like about it, so it's hard for me to sell you on anything. So I'm just speaking in generalities here. But I can simply say that one of the biggest compliments we have gotten from chapter 1 is that it felt very much tonally in style and feel to the original. And that's by design. And when you're creating a legacy sequel, that was really important to us, right? It's not a sequel to 06, right? It's a sequel to the original. And so that was very a nice compliment from people. But it feels unfinished. If it feels unfinished, it's because it is. Because it's essentially what we've designed here is like this 2-movie sort of, miniseries, right? So now we're going to pick up right where the first one left off. So it's like a Halloween 1, Halloween 2 situation, right? We're picking up immediately where the first one left off. So we're going right back into that basement, right back to that moment where she goes, "Grandma?" And now who's going to be coming out of there? Who are we going to see? Olivia Hussey as Jess Bradford. That's the equivalent of Jamie Lee Curtis in a Halloween fan film. And Olivia Hussey was one of horror's first final girls, 4 years before Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Black Christmas is an incredibly important film to the horror genre and especially to the slasher subgenre. So even if you're not a big Black Christmas fan or you're not a big fan of It's Me, Billy, you should. My hope is that you recognize the cultural significance of not just the original film, but something that we're about to do is really special what we're doing. And so again, without knowing sort of what you didn't like, I didn't know if you just didn't agree with the creative decisions or it just wasn't your type of movie. Maybe you were expecting a Friday the 13th kind of thing or more of a Black Christmas 06 and you just kind of found it a little too pensive and slow and a little too new. I don't know. But it was all by design. It was designed to feel like it's the same universe. Now, chapter 2, of course, is basically, for all intents and purposes, the second half of our movie. So now things get darker and things get a little more intense. And I don't mean that things suddenly turn into a Friday the 13th. I just mean that now the pace picks up a little bit. Things are happening now, right? Because now we're heading towards that climax. So I think, again, without knowing what you didn't like, I think that for some people, I don't want to include you because I don't know, but for some people who maybe were not crazy on the first chapter for, a variety of reasons, I think, as is often the case with this kind of thing, when you see chapter 2, it will help you appreciate chapter 1 more because now you have the whole story. Now you have context. Now you've seen Sam's arc, right? Now you've seen her go from here. Now she's fighting back and you know what I mean? And Jess Bradford, Olivia Hussey is back, right? So now you're kind of seeing the full story. So without getting into spoilers and details, that's really all I can say. But listen, you know what? It's different strokes for different folks. If it wasn't for you, that's totally fair. And I understand that, but we're very proud of it and very much looking forward to completing the story and finishing it off with Olivia Hussey, who is actually coming back. This is big. This is bigger than I think most horror fans realize because Black Christmas is a niche cult film. They don't realize how big and special this actually really is. So that's what I'd have to say on that. All right, let me go back here. Tony 2 times sends in a very generous super chat of $19.99, says, "Do it, Dave. I'm sending that H5 mask, dude. If you send the H5 mask, you DM, if you send but we got to get to 550 units, man. We got to get to 550 units. That's what we have to do. If we don't get to 550 units, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I mean it. I won't do it. I won't do it. because I have to honor it, right? Like that's the deal. That's the deal, right? I have to honor that. So like I said, what are we sitting at? We're sitting at, 36,317. That's great. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep it going. We need all the help we can get. And make sure too, when you're about to buy a perk, you can also see what else comes with it as well, right? There's other things that often will come with it too. And, excuse me. But yeah, no, we're doing very well. But I'd love to get to 40,000 by Monday. I would love to, by week 2, the end of week 2, I'd love to be at 40,000. And there's many different ways you can do that, right? There's many different tiers, you can have your name in the end credits for $10. You can buy the digital download package, I think for like $21 or something, right? There's t-shirts, there's hoodies. I think there's still a couple of Lynn Griffin signed tree ornaments left. I think there's a few snow globes, Lynn Griffin signed snow globes left as well. I think there's 2 dudes left. There's a couple of McRae lives left. There's like 11 associate producer perks left, and all the executive producer perks are left, which is not, that's not a surprise. It's the granddaddy tier. It's the most expensive, but we did have 2 people pick it up for chapter 1. Believe it or not, we had 2 executive producers on chapter 1. And then of course, we will have other perks that we're introducing throughout the weeks as well. And just so everybody knows, if there is an executive producer out there who's thinking about getting the executive producer perk, the granddaddy, whatever, like if you were to get it now, hypothetically, whatever perks we introduce after you've picked it up, you also get. So the executive producer perk includes all the perks that are there and any future surprise perks as well. Just so you know. So don't think that if you get that gigantic perk, but we introduce perks after, oh my God, I'm not gonna, no. You're an executive producer. You get everything. Just so you know. But yeah, like I've said many times, it's not about, that's why the Blu-rays are so important, guys. Okay. I've said many times, it's not about, listen, if you have deep pockets, if you know a rich uncle, okay. If you just celebrated your 30th birthday and you went to the casino and you won, I don't know, $500,000, great. Knock yourself out. Do what you want to do. But as I've said many times, it's not about, one person or 2 people coming in, with the big perk. It's about a lot of people buying Blu-rays. That's it. That's all we need is just a lot of people buying Blu-rays, and you're going to see that number go up, and up. Just like I said, so there's 83 people. So 83 people have bought the double blue so far, right? That's chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now think about that. So you get chapter 1 on Blu-ray. Where do I have chapter 1 around here? Yeah, I have it right here. So you'll get this one right there. You'll get that on Blu-ray. That's what you'll get, right? And you'll get everything that comes on that. And you'll get chapter 2 on Blu-ray as well with, the director's commentary, the BTS featurette, all that kind of stuff. But you'll also get the digital download package as well. So you'll get a digital copy of like high resolution of the official poster, a digital copy of the movie in HD, full HD. You'll get a copy of the script. You'll get promotional images from chapter 1 and 2, and you get your name in the end credits. So, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. So we've sold 83 double blues already. So 550 minus 83, because 550 is the total we want to get to for that big epic stream, right? So that leaves us 467 left to go. Okay. So let me just type in, 467 times, I'm going to put it in, remember, Canadian dollars now. It's a little more than what you're paying in the US. Let me just do this now. So if 467 people, which is not a lot, when you think of all the people that follow me, if 467 people all bought the double blue, and you don't have to, you can also buy just the single one as well. But if 467 more people all bought the double blue, that would be an extra $49,000. Think about that. Imagine tonight, it's not going to happen, obviously, but just hypothetically, imagine if 467 people tonight all bought the double blue, or between now and Monday. right? All bought the double blue. That total would now be that total would now be 85,352. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not that difficult. But of course, the difficult part, like, as I've said many times all week, the math is not difficult. The math is totally achievable. The math is simple and it's absolutely achievable. It's just convincing people to believe in it. And it's like our friend Ryan O'Neill here, right? Who admitted, he's like, I just wasn't a big fan, of the first one. Now, again, I'm not sure what Ryan was not a big fan of, but he wasn't a big fan of it, right? So it's about convincing people, he might be like, I wasn't a big fan of the first one, don't want to bother. But I ask those people, I say this, I respect that, right? It's art. Not everybody's going to like what you do. And I respect that, and it's your money, and you do whatever the hell you want to do with it. But somebody, and I mentioned this on the stream on Monday, somebody asked me, was it last week or over the weekend, had said that they love my channel, they love this, they appreciate all the Halloween stuff, and blah, blah, I've been a big fan for a long time, blah, 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 right? And they said, if there's anything I can do, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what there is? You can buy a Blu-ray. I said, that would mean a lot. And he's like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll totally do that. Like that's something you all can do for me to say thanks. Do you know what I mean? So, it's just a matter of convincing people to donate. But at the same time, if you're not a fan of it and you don't care about it and you just don't give a shit, well, then that's the way it is, right? You just don't give a shit. But, them the breaks, right? I totally understand that. I just always like to remind people of the math of how easy it technically is. So it's not about, 5 executive producers having to step up. You know what I mean? It's not about, all the associate producers having to step up, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to turn that away, but it's all about people just going, you know what? I'm going to buy that Blu-ray. That's going to be cool. Or I'm going to buy that double blue. That'll be awesome, right? And even if you don't want it, okay, you get it. You can throw it out if you want. You can sell it on eBay. You can give it to your dog to throw as a fucking, frisbee in the backyard. Or you can just keep it on your shelf as a reminder of something cool you did. You helped to bring back Olivia Hussey. I mean, she is back, but I'm just saying we need the money to make it a reality, right? And you were a part of that. You were a part of horror history. That's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So yeah. So the math is pretty simple if you think about it. Let's look at our poll. Our poll is, would you like to see a Halloween Season of the Witch streaming series? 161 of you have voted. 53% say yes. 22% say maybe. And 25% say no. I want Michael Myers, damn it. So, yeah, the majority of you are actually maybe and no. The majority, because there's 3, right? It's not just 2 answers. So, 25 and, oh, no, that's not true at all. 25 and 22 is 47, right? Yeah, 47. So no, still, so it's 53 to 47. So no, still, most of you still want yes. Which is cool. It's cool stuff, folks. It's cool stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Look at you guys. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. See, now look at that. Look, it's like, oh shit, that jumped by like, what did that jump up by? Like, what did that jump up by? Let me see here. What did that jump up by? That jumped up by like $200, something like that, right? See how fast that was? You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just trying to convince people how easy it actually is. You know what I mean? And of course, trying to convince people that, it would be, to get in on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's whoever that was, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's keep it going. And like I said, you don't have to buy the now, if it looks like the double blue is really taking off and it's going to win, then maybe the double blue is where the focus should be. But like I said, the official Blu-ray sales also have 63 sales or something like that. And if that reaches 550, I will honor that. For sure. I will honor that. But I'm not going to add them up, though. I'm not going to add them up. I want them, it's, we're crowdfunding for a big movie. So, we need to get those numbers up as much as we can, but just really cool. Evil Monsterism says, I just ordered a large hoodie. I owned a DVD player, not a Blu-ray player, so I couldn't order a Blu-ray. Dude, amazing. Still, that's awesome though, dude. You stepped up, you ordered a hoodie. You're going to get that hoodie, not till next year, but you are going to get it. And that is awesome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, there's hoodies on there, t-shirts, tons of stuff, man. That's so cool. Did I miss any super chats? I don't think I did. I was talking a lot there. The last super chat was from Tony 2 times. I love it. Let me see here. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, come on, doesn't anyone else want to see Dave dressed up as Busta Rhymes from Halloween Resurrection if this happens? I don't know if I should dress up as Busta Rhymes from Halloween Resurrection. I think that might get me into some trouble, but yeah, but that's the deal though. Yeah, that's the deal, man. We get there. I will do it. And I know that there are people that want, there have been people that have reached out to me and said, well, can you do this instead of that? Or how about, that movie instead of this movie? It's like, no. Wait. This is what it is. I'm the one that's going to be sitting my ass for 8 hours. I get to choose what the movies are. And here's what it is. And I think it's a pretty good lineup. Personally, Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, the only one in there that's really kind of the real bummer. For some people, it might be 3, but is really 5. I mean, 1's great, 2's great, 4's great. I mean, it's going to be a blast, man. It's going to be a blast. And giveaways. I'm going to have some goodies. Just saying. But we got to get there. And thank you for purchasing the hoodie, man. I really appreciate that. I'd love it, man. If we could get to 37,000 tonight, that would be awesome. And all that would take is, like another probably 5 people buying a double blue. It's crazy. The Hatchet Boy says, Dave as blackface might get canceled. I agree. That might be, and having to speak like him all show might not be a good thing either. Tom Hungarian says, I'm going on a cruise in December, but I ain't gonna lie. People been wild on these flights lately of someone pays with me in the air. I'm guaranteed getting arrested when land. So I have no idea what you're talking about, Tom, but all the power to you. Dave in Georgetown says, Dave already bought a perk that included Part 2 Blu-ray. Yes, and about to get another perk that also includes Part 2 Blu-ray. Can I swap one of those out for Part 1? Yeah, so send me, send me a DM. When it becomes announced that we are about to send that stuff out, and it won't be till next year. Send me a DM and to remind me, because I'll forget. Like, I will forget. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, if anybody ends up with 2 or 3, you have 2 or 3, you can always sell them. You know what I mean? I've seen a few people selling Never Hike Alone and In the Snow and on eBay, and I think a couple people were selling It's Me Billy as well, wrapped. Somebody got a pretty penny for it. That's out of my hands, man. I'd have no control over that. Somebody got it and, just decided to sell it. I think they got like $50 or $60 for it. It was crazy. Might even been more. But yeah, DM me when it's, because we will make an announcement like next, I don't know when it's going to be. It might be next summer, next fall, something like that, because we can't ship the Blu-rays out until the movie is online. And our goal with Chapter 2 is, unlike Chapter 1, when we released it in the spring, May, our goal with Chapter 2 is to release it to coincide with the 50th anniversary of Black Christmas. I don't know if you guys know that, but next year, 2024, is the 50th anniversary of Black Christmas. So our goal is to release It's Me Billy Chapter 2 in like November or December. I think it was November. I think it was released in November in 1974. And I mean, we have Olivia Hussey. I mean, it's just like, it's going to be huge. It's going to be big. And so the Blu-rays obviously wouldn't be shipping until after that. So late 2024, early 2025 is when we would start to do that. So yeah, just if you think of it, make sure you send me a DM once we kind of make the announcement that we are in the process of beginning that, and we'll get it. We'll see if we can get it worked out for you. But sometimes people like to have them both. You know, I know some people, like I've seen, they'll have like a collection and they'll give one to somebody as a friend, or they'll keep them, or like I said, they'll sell them, or, you know, whatever. So, yeah. Unimpressive Media sends in €5. Thank you. Says, hey, Dave, did you and Bruce ever consider other titles for the film bar? It's Me, Billy. No. And we didn't. I know some people over the years have asked about it. And if you're not a Black Christmas fan, or if you're not familiar with the first movie, then it might seem like a strange title for you. It might seem kind of like a funny title. Like, that's kind of, okay, it's me, Billy. But if you're a Black Christmas fan, or you know the movie, you'll know that, I'm talking about the original, of course, you'll know that Billy in that movie says, it's me, Billy, a couple of times. He says it on the phone. He says it just before he's about to kill Margot Kidder's character. And it's the very last thing that Billy says in that movie. The very last words you hear Billy utter in the original Black Christmas from 1974 is, "It's me, Billy." That's the last thing you hear. It's when the camera is pulling out from the attic and out from the attic window, and you see Claire still there. You see the house mother still dead there, and the camera is pulling away from the house. And just before it pulls, away, you hear, "It's me, Billy." That's what you hear. So it has significance. You know what I mean? It's not just something he said once and or something I was like, it's me, Billy, or no, it actually has real significance to the original film and to what we were doing. So it might kind of seem funny to the average person, or it might kind of seem funny to maybe somebody who's not as knowledgeable on the original Black Christmas. Like, why did you call the movie "It's Me, Billy"? So, I mean, imagine a Halloween fan film called "It's Me, Michael." And it's like, I totally get, like, if you're completely out to lunch and you don't know why, I can totally understand why that might seem silly. But if you're familiar with the movie, makes total sense to you. Makes total sense. And how cool is it that the very last thing he says is, "It's me, Billy." And then the sequel 50 years later is "It's Me, Billy," a Black Christmas fan film. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. And then, of course, the last thing he says to Sam in chapter 1 on the phone, right? When she picks up the phone and she's like, "What the fuck do you want?" And then you hear, "It's me, Billy." And it's just, it's got significance. It does. It's not just a title. So there wasn't any other titles that we thought of. I knew it very early on because I thought it was different. I didn't want to call it Black Christmas because, again, I wanted to avoid having Black Christmas in the actual title and instead have it as sort of the subtitle, "A Black Christmas Fan Film." That's where I wanted "A Black Christmas" or the words, the title "Black Christmas" to appear. But I wanted something else in there. And I mean, there's lots of other things I'm sure we could have called it, but I thought that was kind of cool, and it's emotionally connected to the original. So that's why. Let me see here. Thank you very much, Unimpressive Media. Terry Gold sends in $5. Says, "Hi, Dave. I ordered both Blu-rays. Can you autograph them for me?" Again, I've had a few people reach out to me and say that. Same thing as I said earlier, and that is, when we make the announcement that we will be shipping out the Blu-rays, which won't be for like another year and a half minimum. Because again, the movie has to be made and the movie has to be released before we can send you the Blu-rays. We can't send you the Blu-rays before the movie's done. Even if we have the Blu-rays in our possession in like, I don't know, October, we can't send them to you until the movie's released in November 2024. But just know, as I've said to everybody, that obviously all the Blu-rays come wrapped, right? You can come wrapped. I will have to unwrap it in order to sign it. I'm more than happy to do it, but just know that it won't come wrapped. So if you want it wrapped, then I'll have to, but it will come with a card. There is a card that it will come with, and that card is, so that is like this. It's Me Billy Chapter 2 will have a similar card. It'll come with a card like this, right? And on the back, it will say thank you, and it will be signed by myself and Bruce. So if you want your Blu-ray wrapped, just because that's, that's how you are, how you are and you're collecting, then I won't be able to sign it because I'd have to sign the wrapper. And then when you take it off, unless you're never going to open it, then I'll sign it. Sure. But just, be aware of that. But remind me, I'm going to forget. Tom Hungary says, Dave, you keep it up with the NHL playoffs? Well, yeah. Why do you think I got this hat on tonight? Come on, Leafs. Come on, Leafs. Come on. I don't know, man. I don't know. So great. 343 backers, 36,429 folks. If you want that Halloween stream on the 28th, you know what you got to do. Somebody asked me, are you going to honor it anyway? I'm like, no, I won't honor it. I will honor it if it's at 548. Sure. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to honor it. No. Why would I do that? I don't keep my word. I got to keep my word. I mean, maybe I'll do something in and around Halloween time, but I won't be doing the epic stream. I can tell you that. No, we got to hit those numbers, folks. That's the deal. Tyler Singleton says, Dave, do fan films have to seek approval when making material using established franchises? Does the film being nonprofit give you wiggle room creatively? Great question, Tyler. So look, it all depends, right? When it comes to fan films, obviously there are degrees in terms of production value and quality. When you are a home movie in the backyard with your friends just farting around, which are the majority of fan films, right? The majority of fan films you would never watch and mistaken them for the real thing. And then there's a few that have production value that look like the real deal, right? That's Never Hike Alone, It's Me Billy, Dylan's New Nightmare. There's that because we're shooting with professional equipment, with professional actors and professional crew and all that kind of stuff. Those we have to be careful. It does fall under fair use. There's different rules and regulations. I mean, I'm in Canada, so there's different rules and regulations as it pertains to each country. But generally speaking, the rights holders generally are okay with fan films as long as they are not for profit. So the producers cannot make any money from it. So you can raise money to make the movie. Ideally, don't raise $5 million. Okay. Even like 120,000 Canadian dollars is still a extremely ultra low budget movie. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to look like that. It's going to look like $1 million the way we made It's Me Billy look like $1 million. But in the world of movies, it's a very low budget, right? Even Vincent DeSantis' Never Hike Alone 2 at $250, or $300,000 in the world of movies, it's very low. He's going to make it, and he is making it look like $1 million. But it's in the world, it's very low. So as long as you keep it low, and you're not rattling any feathers, you're not poking the bear too much, generally speaking, the rights holders don't mind because it's free marketing for them, right? You have to label it as a fan film. You have to do that. So when you market the movie, on the posters and promotional material and trailers and teasers, it must say a such and such fan film. That has to be there. And it's especially important that is there when you are delivering a professional product like we are, right? Where you could watch it and be tricked into thinking that it's the real thing. And from a certain perspective, you know, we kind of are in some ways, because Black Christmas never launched a franchise, right? We are the only ones. So, but it's free marketing, and we don't make a cent. So, you know, and yes, it really does cost that much. You know, this is a union project. We are dealing with SAG-AFTRA. We are dealing with ACTRA here in Canada. There's flights and hotels and accommodations and union fees. And of course, you know, the fees to the actors. Of course, there's scale. There's, you know, the rental of the location, the equipment, craft services, the crew, trucks. I mean, yes, that's how much it costs. This isn't an arbitrary number. This is, we broke it all down to what we need to make this movie. And so, and it's still low budget in the world of movies, right? But yeah, every penny goes into the making of the movie. Bruce and I, as the producers, as the studio, for all intents and purposes, we don't make anything. So we can't sell Blu-rays, you know, on the side, right? I can give Blu-rays away in like a giveaway, like a contest. I can do that, but I can't sell a Blu-ray outside of the like away from the campaign. Do you know what I'm saying? We can't take Billy 1 and 2 and seek distribution, right? So have it wind up on like Prime or Hulu or so. We can't do that. We are not allowed to make money, anything, zero. Zilch. Bruce and I made nothing from the first movie. And as a matter of fact, as I've been saying, we actually spent a few $1,000s out of pocket. A similar thing may happen here. So we make nothing. Now, if the rights holders come forward and say, oh my God, this is fantastic, we love this, we'd love to package this and maybe put it on a 50th anniversary release of the movie, or, you know, whatever, this is fantastic, well, that's a different story. Then that's a conversation that maybe we have, right? But until something like that happens, which would be amazing, but until something like that happens, if it ever did, but until it did, this is a not-for-profit fan film. So yeah, we're allowed to raise money to make the movie. We just cannot make money from the movie. And I also think too, what's very important is when you are stepping into the world to produce something professionally like we are, you know, you have to show respect to the franchise, to the legacy, to the characters, to, yeah, the legacy of what it is, you know? And I think that rights holders, again, they tend to, if you are treating their property with dignity and respect and class and not making fun of it or diminishing it or, you know, in some sort of way, they see it as an asset, you know, and like I said, free marketing in a lot of ways. And Black Christmas, again, it's not Halloween. Now, there have been several Halloween fan films that have been shut down. Malick tends to be a little more stiff with that kind of stuff. And it's his right to. It's his right to. Black Christmas, you know, it's that culty niche kind of movie that's a little under the radar. We certainly didn't go for the low-hanging fruit. But because we're Canadian from Toronto, the original movie's a Canadian movie shot in Toronto, we felt that it was sort of poetic for us to do this. And of course, Lynn Griffin is back. Olivia Hussey has come back. I mean, this is bigger than Billy now. You know, this is a bigger thing now, but it's really cool. But we are continuing to, we take this very seriously. This is not a game to us. We're making a real movie, just as we did the first one. And we are going to work our asses off to deliver a product that people can be proud of. Now, we can't guarantee everybody's going to like it because it's art. Right? It's art. Some people like it, some people won't. But we are continuing to work our asses off to deliver a professional product through and through. And it started with the script, and it ended just before the campaign with getting our star Olivia Hussey. And we've worked very hard to get to this point. And now you guys are stepping up and working hard on your end, and you know, we love it. We can't thank you enough. I mean, 30% in 10 days is fantastic, but we can't take our foot off the gas. That's the thing. I'm not asking people who've already donated to, drain the bank account every single day. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying to those of you that have yet to donate, or maybe, like I've said many times, right? You've got your Blu-ray, you've got your hoodie, and maybe the paycheck comes in, you're like, I'd love to throw another $40 to the campaign, but I already got my perks. You can donate. You don't have to buy another perk. You can donate to the campaign as well. So keep that in mind too. But we're very thankful. We love you guys. We're very thankful for the support thus far. I mean, this is outstanding, crazy. But we know we can't take our foot off the gas, because the second we do that, the days are going to tick by, and then it's going to be like, shit, we can't let this opportunity go by. We have Olivia Hussey returning for It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. We can't let this opportunity fall by the wayside. We just can't. We can't. Man, we can't. We worked so hard to get her. We're asking for all your help now to help make us, to help make it a reality. So yeah. Let me see. Let me check in on the poll. 199 people have voted. 53% say yes, they want a Halloween Season of the Witch streaming series. 22% say maybe. 25% say no, they want Michael. Damn it. God damn it, Michael. So the same. I don't think that's actually changed from the last time of where I was. I don't think that has, I don't think it's changed anyway. Has it changed? I don't think it has changed. I think we were sitting at those numbers before, if I'm not mistaken. So cool. Let me see here. I haven't missed any super chats, right? Usually oh wait, there's one. I'll get that one in a second. Oh, yes. Okay, I did miss a couple. A few actually. Okay. Josh McKenna. Hey, Josh. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Says, I really love the way actors sounded in the 1940s. Why did Hollywood move away from having actors talk weird? What caused Hollywood to have actors talk normally? Well, it's a great question. I believe it has something to do with, acting comes from the stage, it comes from the theater. So when you watch a lot of early talkies, as they're called, right, you will see a lot of sort of theatrical style kind of stage acting in movies. So very, melodramatic, or, things like, to be something like, well, my dear, I don't care what you think. I'm going down there now, and that's just the way it's going to be, God damn it. You'll see things like, because that's the way it was in the theater, because in the theater you had to project like that, and you had to be very theatrical and animated like that, so people in the back could see you, could get the sense of you. Everybody in the front row can see you, but the people in the back can't see you. When it comes to to movies, right? No matter where you are in the movie theater, the person on screen is this big. So they don't need to project and be all dramatic like they did in 1935. They don't need to do that anymore. They can say, well, frankly, you know what? I think I'm just going to go over there and do that because I don't give a shit. They can talk like that because everybody can see it and feel it's more nuanced and subtle. You don't need to be so dramatic because the framing is here. In a Cliff Notes version, that is really what has happened. I mean, the only thing really, by and large, that is purely cinema is cinematography. When it comes to music and acting and wardrobe and set decoration and, well, I guess you could say editing too, I guess. Cinematography and editing, but music and wardrobe and acting and set decoration and directing and producing and all that that all comes from the stage. That all comes from the theater. So when they were making that transition, you did tend to see a lot of theater acting in older movies. Yeah. Where Nomad has gone before, sends in $2, says maybe Olivia would do a Two Dudes Black Christmas. Maybe. Don't want to promise anything like that. But you never know. Our focus right now is I know what you're saying, but yeah, I don't want to, maybe, but I don't want to promise anything like that. Joshua Lott sends in $5, says, I voted maybe on the Season of the Witch poll since I want them to fix some issues I had with the movie. Yeah, I just think that there's an opportunity, like I've been saying with Season of the Witch now for a while. I just think there's an opportunity to actually just reboot it. I know that there are Season of the Witch diehard fans and they don't want them to reboot it. They want a sequel. Okay, fine. But I'm not emotionally attached enough to the movie to care. So I think there's so much, I think you can make that movie better. I really do. I think you can make a better Season of the Witch movie. Now, whether that's a movie or whether that's a streaming series, I think a series might be better because you have more time to breathe and you can expand it out over 8 hours, over 8 episodes. But I just don't give a shit about the movie. I like the movie enough, but every time I watch it, I go, this is good. It's okay. It's okay. But there's just so much untapped potential. And I want to see that. So quite frankly, I'm just like, just reboot it. Just reboot it and give them a budget and they can really go to town on it, like some sort of epic series or something. That's what I would love to see. That's what I'd love to see. Taylor Paulson sends in $2. Thank you, buddy. Says ACD rules. It does. Do you prefer the Bon or Brian era? Well, I'm partial to Brian because obviously that's the era I grew up in. I was born in 79. Bon died in 80. So yeah, I do lean more towards the, I mean, they're both fantastic in their own way. Brian's got a amazing voice. I mean, I know he's all with AC/DC, but when you listen to it, he can, I mean, not now, but back in the day when he was with Geordie and he could fucking, there's a commercial too that he did where he was singing and he's got a listen to Brian Johnson's version of House of the Rising Sun. Lead singer of AC/DC, Brian Johnson. Yeah, you know, listen to his version of House of the Rising Sun. It's fucking fantastic. And it's not like that at all. No, you're going to be like, that's Brian Johnson because he's known for, he was doing that. Now he can't not sing like that anymore. He's actually said that he's done that for so long that's just how he sings now. But when you listen to like early Brian, like Geordie in the 70s and shit like that, he was amazing voice, like amazing voice. It's no wonder Bon, picked him to replace him had anything ever happened to him. That's weird too. That's kind of an omen, isn't it? But yeah, so I prefer Brian, but there are songs that Bon sings that are just totally Bon songs, like Highway to Hell, man, it's Bon. Dirty Deeds, it's Bon. TNT, at least Jailbreak, fucking love that one. There's definitely Bon songs. And when I hear Brian sing them, there's a couple of times I've heard Brian sing Highway to Hell where I'm like, oh, that sounds fucking good. Good. That's great. That's great. He does it justice. He absolutely does it justice. For sure. But yeah, there's definitely a few songs that are Bon. But yeah, no, I'm a Brian guy, I think. I think I'm a Brian guy. I think had I been a teenager when Bon had died, maybe I'd feel a bit differently. I'd have to ask my brother Bob who he prefers. I bet you he prefers Bon. Because my brother Bob is a huge AC/DC fan. I think my brother Neil prefers Brian, I think. I'll have to ask them. Matthew Farisi sends in a super chat, says, Dave, do you think Evil Walks by AC/DC would be a good end credit song for Halloween movie? I'd have to listen to it. I don't know it off the top of my head. So I'd have to listen to it and see. It could be. Evil Walks. I don't even know if I'm familiar with that one. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to figure it out. And see if I know it. All right. Lindsay Curtis says, hello, Dave. Thank you for everything you've done with giving us these Black Christmas fan films and truly understanding how much this horror film means to us fans. You guys are awesome. Thanks. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for saying that. I really appreciate that. We do. We take it very seriously and we want to be able to deliver something that's very special. We are on the cusp here of something that's very special. And, but as I said, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not trying to sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but we are in a major crowdfunding campaign at the moment, looking to raise 120,000 Canadian dollars, about 89,000 US. And this is a big one. And so I am going to be talking about it a lot. I'm going to be posting about it a lot just to keep it in your ear. Not obnoxiously so. I just mean that, to keep it out there because it's always somebody's first time discovering it. Do you know what I mean? I'm sometimes asked too, well, not so much anymore because people know. I think they've caught on. But early on, people would kind of be like, yeah, Dave, why are you saying that again? I already know. And it's like, well, you already know that. But every single stream is always somebody's first time tuning in, right? It's always somebody's first time. So you always do these shows as if it's somebody's first time watching. And if you hear me say the same thing over and over again, well, that just means that you're a loyal viewer and you tune in all the time, right? I'm not saying it because I think I've forgotten. I'm saying it because either to emphasize a point, to reiterate something that's very special, or there's an opportunity to, to introduce somebody to new information that they're not aware of because it's their first time. Or maybe it's not their first time, but because they work all hours or they work at the hours that, you know what I mean? And they're tuning in, right? So, anyways, yeah, that's a bit of a side note. But no, we are very excited about this and we want to do it. And like I've been saying all show, it's really easy. It just takes a lot of people coming out buying Blu-rays, but you have to convince people to do it. And, because people don't like to be told what to do, right? They don't want to be told what to do. I'll do it when I feel like doing it, you goddamn son of a bitch. And that's human nature, right? That's human nature, right? They want to feel that they're in control and totally understand. But we need you. We do need all your help to make this a reality. And the fact that we have this kind of a start, 36,429, 343 backers with 51 days left is outstanding. It's outstanding. It's good, but it's not time to take the foot off the gas. If we were at like 110,000 right now, I'd be like, okay, we can take the foot off the gas for, a week or two. Do you know what I mean? But this is a great start. And this is like that nice pocket where you want to be at this time, but you got to keep kind of pushing it. As I've been saying all show, I really hope we can be at 40,000, which would be about 33%, maybe somewhere around there by Monday. So by Monday, that'll be 2 weeks, 40,000, 2 weeks with 6 weeks to go. That's really good. That's really good. And all it takes is people buying Blu-rays. That's it. That's literally it. And I know that's not hyperbole. I've been saying it. I will continue to say it because it literally is, the math is literally that easy. It's literally that easy. I said, for those of you that are just tuning in, I said earlier that I think we need another like 467 people to buy the double blue perk to reach the 550 mark. And then I'll do that big stream in October. If 467 people all bought the double blue between now and the end of the campaign, that's an extra $49,000. Like, the math is really easy. It's just convincing people to, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I appreciate that. Lindsay, I really do. It means a lot. It means a lot that you recognize what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? And you appreciate it. You recognize it. You see it. You're like, yeah, I get what you guys are doing here. I get it. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Ricardo Pacheco, is that how you say that? Ricardo Pacheco sends in 25 MX. Is that Mexican dollars maybe? I'm not too sure, but I appreciate it very much. MX, I don't know what MX is. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Wesley Cox says, Dave, you're awesome and I love your channel. Thank you very much, Wesley. Really appreciate that. Evil Monsterism, do your siblings have larger igloos than yours, Dave? Yes. We all live in igloos here. I'm in an igloo right now. This is a very it's one hell of an igloo, I'm telling you. It's fantastic. Let me see. Rob Thidoff. Rob, my man, Rob. Says, Dave, have you and Bruce thought about reaching out to local Toronto stations to promote It's Me, Billy 2, like the Saturday and Sunday morning shows when local TV stations talk about what is happening around? We have thought about things like that, and we are continuing to think about things like that. Thank you, Rob. Really appreciate that. You're not Rob Thidoff for nothing. Let me see here. Darren from Georgetown says, Dave, will you guys have to adjust certain scenes in the movie if there is not any snow on the ground? No. So, again, because this is a continuation of chapter 1, I don't want to give any spoilers away because I don't want to set I'll just say that if there's no snow on the ground, we can work around it. If there's snow on the ground, that's great. But if there's no snow on the ground at all, we can work around it. Now, we will be shooting, ideally, if we can raise our production budget. As soon as we raise it, we move right into pre-production. And our goal is to have a similar shooting schedule as the first one. So end of November, beginning of December, like somewhere in that pocket, we would go to camera. And then you would probably have, very similar to the first one, you'd have a teaser trailer for Christmas. Now, the movie wouldn't be out till the following Christmas, but you would have a definite teaser trailer. I mean, guys, the material we're going to have with Olivia Hussey as Jess Bradford, and you get Victoria as Sam in there, and Billy and Agnes are back. And, guys, you don't understand. Just in your minds, go Halloween. Just put Halloween. Replace it with Halloween, and that'll get you excited. We're so excited, man. It's not lost on us how special this is, and you guys are making it happen. Look at just fucking look at that. Look at that. 36,429. Unreal. Evil Alex says, I'm going to buy a double blue pack next month if it's not too late. No, it shouldn't be. There's no time limit on it. Or excuse me, not time limit, but there is a time limit. You have to do it before July 1st. There's no quantity limit on the double blue. So yeah, you can absolutely do it next month for sure. Can't do it right now. Sorry. No, that's fine. No, don't need to be sorry at all. I want to see both the film and the stream and Olivia back. Hope it gets made. It's a dream come true. It is. That's what it is. Again, I understand if you're not a Black Christmas fan, maybe you've never seen it, maybe you've seen it once, it's niche, it's cult, I get that. But the significance of that movie is huge. If there was no Black Christmas, we may not have had our beloved Halloween. True story. So it's a very important film to the genre. It doesn't get the love that it deserves. I understand that, some people like it, some people don't know about it, but we're doing something really special here. So yeah. It's crazy. Chris Baber, Chris, my man, sends in $4.99, says, it's me, Billy, too. Legendary actors returning. Hell yes. That's the way to do it. You guys want to get in on this, and any perk you choose, your name will be in the end credits of the movie. Your name will be in the end credits of this historic movie. And again, I say that, and I know some people are probably thinking I'm being a little hyperbolic. History. Calm your fucking balls down, Dave. It's a fan film. I get it. It is. It's a fan film. Yep. But what does that mean? Well, that means that we don't own the intellectual property. So that means we cannot release it officially to the world in terms of seeking commercial distribution. That's what that means. Okay. But the product is as professional as anything you would see on Prime or Netflix. And I stand by that. It looks like a professional indie horror movie. And that's what Chapter 1 did. And I don't just mean the way it looks. I mean the way it's shot. I mean the way it's directed, the performances, everything. We worked our asses off and put our heart and soul into that chapter. And we're going to do the same thing with Chapter 2. And so, yeah, totally. And with Olivia Hussey coming back, yes, it is. It will always, I think people in the future, when they talk about Black Christmas, will never not be able to talk about It's Me, Billy. I mean, if we just left it at Chapter 1, I could see people not talking about it because it's just Chapter 1. It ends on a cliffhanger. Not really sure what's happening. It's maybe, whatever. But the fact that we're following it up, it's only going to draw more eyes to Chapter 1. It already has. the announcement of Olivia on board has already, I think we've already gained 2,000 views in the last week, which is good for our little film. Because again, people are often like, are you upset that Black Christmas, only has like 56,000 views or whatever? Black Christmas. It's me, Billy. And I'm like, no, because it's Black Christmas. It's not Michael, it's not Jason, it's not Freddie. There are amateur home movie kids farting around their backyard Halloween fan films that have like 200,000 views. It's the IP, it's the property that gets people excited, right? With Black Christmas, you got to work a little harder. So for It's Me, Billy to be knocking on 60,000 views is actually really good when you compare it to the relative popularity of the franchise, right? And so because it is a cult film and it's continuing to be discovered and appreciated more and more and more. And with Olivia Hussey on board, and Olivia Hussey's not just famous for Black Christmas. She's been in other things. She was in Psycho 4. She was in the It miniseries, Jesus of Nazareth, and Romeo and Juliet, which was a gigantic hit back in the 1960s. She's a legendary actress here, and so, to have her come back to this role is really special, really special. And nobody else is doing it. There are no other Black Christmas fan films like this. I think there's one or two kind of home movie ones, but there's nothing like this. Nothing. We're the only ones. We are, the sequel. Do you know what I mean? So it's really cool to think that if we get this movie made, and when chapter 2 gets made, people will not be able to talk about the original without having to talk about this. Do you know what I mean? And then of course now it just props up chapter 1 even more and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. So no, I'm not upset at the view count. The view count of It's Me, Billy being at nearly 60,000 views is still great. That's nearly 60,000 views. But it's not a reflection of the quality. It's not a reflection of the quality of the work. It's a reflection of the popularity of the IP, right? That's what it's a reflection of. And there's Black Christmas fans every week still discovering it. Like, oh my God, I didn't fucking know this existed. Holy shit, I'm a huge Black Christmas fan. Do you know what I'm saying? So and because chapter 2 is coming, it's only going to continue to find its audience, right? And I think we're on to something real special here, guys. I really do. And your name can be in those credits. It's pretty fucking cool. Andy E sends in €2 and says, the next project is Halloween Resurrection 2 with Busta. Already signed the contract. Busta's in. Nighttime sends in $2, says, about to buy a snow globe, already bought an ornament. Amazing. Thank you so much, Nighttime. Really appreciate that. Yeah, those snow globes are cool. They have like little gifts in it as well, and it's little snow, and it's cool. I think you'll like it. And it's signed by Lynn Griffin. It says Lynn Griffin, Merry Black Christmas. Well, she puts Merry above the Black Christmas title. It's cool. Lynn's great. She's been making them for years. She's fantastic. He says she's fantastic. Oh, wait, somebody said, Dave, you missed Taylor super chat. Thank you. Let's go back here and get Taylor. My apologies, Taylor. Taylor Paulson. No, I did. I got the evil. Oh, wait, no. Evil Walks is for those about. Is on the For Those About to Rock album. Okay. All right. I will check it out. I will check it out. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, whoever pointed me to that. Oh, here it is. Sebastian. Thank you, Sebastian. Really appreciate that very much. Ricardo Pacheco, 125. Because of the color of the chat, I think it's probably about $20 or so. Really appreciate that. Oh, no, it could be $10. It's $10, actually, I think. Appreciate that. Thank you. Says, hey, Dave, any chance of adding subtitles on IB1 and 2? I want to spread the word down here in Mexico, but most people don't speak English. Maybe the Womp Stomp guys could help you out with it. So the problem with it is that I have tried to add subtitles to the chapter 1 movie, and it won't allow me for some reason. I don't know why, but I cannot do it. It's not allowing me. I've gone through the process. I've gone through how you do add it. You choose the languages and you add it, and it won't allow me. It's all grayed out. It won't allow me to. Now, when it comes to now that also could be because I did something that I wasn't supposed to when I was originally uploading it, and now it's too late or something. I'd have to like re-upload it again. I don't know. It is something I'm going to be cognitive of, though, when we upload chapter 2. I will try to be cognitive of that. So to make sure that maybe I do that before and not after, just in case it happens again or something. So my apologies. There have been a few people that have reached out and asked if we could add subtitles in Portuguese and Spanish and French and, whatever, which we'd be more than happy to do because it kind of automatically does it for you. The thing is, though, is that I would have to do it and then see how YouTube translates it, because you can rely on YouTube to do the translation, but they may not translate the dialogue correctly. But you can go in and actually manually do it as well, which is a bit more of a tedious process. But I would rather do that if YouTube is butchering, the subtitles, right? So I am aware of it. Totally understand why you want that. Makes perfect sense. It's just right for whatever reason I can't. It's all grayed out, and I don't know why. I've gone through it. I've emailed YouTube, and I've never heard from them back. So we will be cognitive of it definitely for chapter 2, for sure. When it goes online, and I appreciate the super chat very much. Let me see here. Oh, look at that. 36,504. Maybe it was that snow globe. I think it was that snow globe. I think Dark Knight just bought his snow globe. 300. Look at that. We are less than $500 away from $37,000 Canadian. Folks, that's literally that would be like I said, a couple of double blue perks. We'll get close. We'll get close to it. I would love to get to it before the end of the stream. 37. That'd be awesome. And tell all your friends, guys, too. Again, spread the word. Ask somebody to chip. I mean, let's do this. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. We are doing it. I'm just saying, let's keep it going. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, what is the goal to reach for donations? Also, will super chats be a thing with donations or donations by itself? So the super chats that are being sent in right now, because YouTube takes 30% of every super chat, no, these are not going towards the campaign. Bruce and I are thinking about and talking about doing another Billy-a-thon. For those of you that may not know what that is, 3 years ago, Bruce and I did 2 Billy-a-thons, we called them. Once at the end of July, one at the end of July and one at the end of August in 2020. And that was where we sat here for 4 or 5 hours and we just answered your questions. Bruce was on with me. We had Victoria on as a guest and Shelby and Malika. They came on and it was a lot of fun. And people sent in super chats to raise money. And when that money came in, I put it into the campaign. But of course, YouTube takes 30% of everything. This time around, if we do the Billy-a-thon, we want to structure it in a way where that doesn't happen. We don't want YouTube to take 30%, right? Now, you can send in super chats of course, to support the channel and, whatever, of course. But for the Billy-a-thon, we're trying to figure out a way to get people to go to the campaign and donate to the campaign, $10, $20, $40, whatever you would send in, in a super chat, and try to figure out a way where we can get a question from you and honor that kind of something like that, right? Something like that, or we got to figure it out, because I don't want YouTube to because the first time, our first Billy-a-thon, we raised $3,500, but YouTube took 30% of that. So, we lost quite a bit. And I don't want that to happen again. And you guys don't want that to happen, because we want it all to go towards, the campaign. And it's more imperative this time because obviously our production budget's much higher. So it's more imperative now that we get it, right? But like I said, Blu-rays, guys, Blu-rays, that will do it. That will do it. 100%. 400 people bought a Blu-ray, it would do it. There's 148 people watching right now. If 5 people bought the double blue right now, we'd be over 37,000. I'm just saying. B says, so did you make part one knowing Olivia Hussey would be in part 2? No. So we made part 1 because we would have recast if we had to. It wasn't our first goal, but the story comes first. And we would have done that. We did try to get Olivia in the first one. But it was difficult tracking down who her representation was back then. And you know what? It probably worked out for the better, actually, because it only our initial goal was when she says, Grandma, right? We were going to, instead of cutting to black and rolling credits, we were going to cut and you were going to see Olivia Hussey, right? Which would have been amazing. And then that would have been like, oh! But it was just for that one shot. And to fly her up to Canada and, all for just that. And it was during COVID. And it was a very tricky time. It was a very, very, very tricky time. So I think it worked out for the better to end it with just Grandma. Because it's like, oh, there's that anticipation, right? And now that we have Olivia on board, and if she's watching, I doubt she is, but if she ever sees this, now that we have Olivia on board, it's so exciting. Grandma has a whole new meaning now. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, it's so special. It's so special. And we worked our behinds off to try and make this a reality. It's very special what we're doing. It can't be overstated or understated, I guess. I guess both. But so it was always our intention to have Olivia on board. We were not going to just not try. We were going to step up to the plate, swing for the fences, and present, when we finally were able to speak to her representation, present, a project and an opportunity that was attractive and, professional. So they know her and her husband and her manager all know that she's well taken care of and she's respected. That was very important to us. This is very special. And so we were going to make a play. Absolutely. You have to, right? And thankfully we were prepared and our pitch was professional and on point and we went back and forth for a couple of weeks and she was interested and she finally agreed. And we're just very excited. We're so excited. We can't wait to work with her. I've been watching a lot of clips from a lot of her old movies that she's been in, films that I haven't even heard of. And it's just so exciting to be able to work with her and to be able to work not just with her, but to work with her in a situation where she is reprising a character that is one of the most important characters in the history of horror. That's not hyperbole. She's one of horror's first final girls. Whether you like Black Christmas or not, whether you've seen it or not, I get it. It's cult, it's niche, but it's true. And it's just so exciting to be able to see her step into that role again 50 years later in our, second half of our tribute short film here. And we are beyond excited to work with her, to direct her, and to do her proud and to do everybody proud. The fans, the cast, the crew, everybody, it's very important to us. We're taking it very seriously. I think that was probably the snow globe, right? That was probably Dark Knight that picked up the snow globe. That's awesome, man. Thanks so much for doing that. Super chat comes in from Where Nomad Has Gone Before. Sends in $10. Thanks, buddy. Says, with my projector, I will do movie nights, triple feature Black Christmas at the RV Nomad events early December under the stars. Dave, do you think Olivia should have been a Bond girl? Ooh, that's a great question. First of all, that's really cool. That's a great question. Do I think Olivia should have been a Bond girl? I think she absolutely could have been a Bond girl. 100%. Now, Olivia is, I don't know how tall she is. I think she's not tall. Now, I mean, tall for a woman is like, 5'7", 5'8", right? And then there's like tall, like 5'11", model tall. But I think Olivia's I want to say like 5'2", 5'3", somewhere in there, I think. I could be wrong. She might be actually a bit taller. And for some reason, the Bond girls always struck me as being taller. But she was beautiful. Absolutely. She still is. She looks fantastic. But certainly, yeah, back in the 70s and the, yeah, I absolutely could have seen her as a Bond girl for sure. Whether she had any interest, I don't know. Or maybe she was approached and she turned it down. I have no idea. But yeah, for sure. Let me see here. I've got all the super chats, right? I don't see anybody saying that I missed something or anything like that. I don't think, anyway. Let's check our poll out. 231 people have voted. Would you like to see a Halloween Season of the Witch streaming series? 55% say yes. That's gone up. 21% say no. Or, excuse me, maybe. 21% say maybe, and 24% say no. I want Michael, damn it, a broad damn blithering not. Fascinating. Yep. So it sounds like people want it. I don't know. Aaron Click says, yeah, if it's left more mysterious the way it is, it worked out perfectly. You're talking about the ending of Billy, I think is what you're talking about. Yeah, no, it worked out great. It worked out great. We did try, but at that time we just had trouble tracking down her representation. We had reached out to what we thought was her representation, but never heard back. And then it just really kind of wasn't working out. This time it was a little more clear to us who her representation was and who her manager was. So we reached out and started a dialogue and a conversation, and really, really nice guy. Shout out to Tony Marinozzi. I think that's his last name, Marino. I think that's how you say it. Really nice guy, very helpful, very accommodating. We really appreciate his professionalism, and and we made it happen. Cody Snyder, David Craig, Ricardo, super chat. Oh, there was another one from Ricardo. There it is. Yep. Okay, hopefully you can add the subs on the Blu-rays. Yeah, again, we have to, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we have to look into it. We'll definitely look. I can't promise anything, but I definitely will look into it for sure. Definitely look into it for sure. Let me see. Fun fact, Dave, did you know Olivia Hussey's father-in-law was the original Wasp woman from the 1950s? I did not. But did you know that Olivia Hussey was married to Dean Martin's son, and her first child is from Dean Martin's son? Yeah, pretty cool. Did you know that she knew Sharon Tate and lived in the Tate house, either I think it was after the murders or before the murders or something? It's crazy stuff. I've been up there, by the way. The house is no longer there. It was torn down and a new gigantic mansion was built in its place. But is it Cielo Drive? I think that's what it is. I drove up there with my girlfriend the last time we were in LA, and the neighbors up there, I think, don't like people coming up there, because we drove up there and they're all kind of like looking at you, whatever. And we just kind of did like a 3-point turn and left. But it was still cool I say cool. Obviously it's a horrible thing that happened there, but just, it's one of those things, where it's like, wow, like this is where it happened, Again, the house is no longer there. It's like the house was torn down and there's a new one that's there. I'm pretty sure anyway. The new one that's there is huge. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reading up more about her. I want to get Olivia's book too, The Girl on the Balcony, which talks about her life and Romeo and Juliet and stuff. I mean, I know a lot about her already, but there's just certain, now that I'm about to be working with her, I've been diving even deeper, like into the deep stuff. So it's pretty cool. Bump of the Night Studio says, Chris Baber, the person give me some comments a lot, bro. Okay, you guys talking about each other. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Cody. Got Ricardo super chat. That's right. Brian Webb says, hey, Dave, like the channel. Thoughts on Beetlejuice 2? Yeah, I think they're just, listen, I like Beetlejuice enough. I think it's fine. I couldn't care less whether there was a Beetlejuice 2, but they are doing the right thing. They are capitalizing on the nostalgia. They're going to ride the nostalgia train until it's nobody's business. And casting, of course, Jenna Ortega to be the daughter of Winona Ryder's character is brilliant casting, but, you know, are we exhausting the Jenna Ortega train? Is this just going to be Wednesday in Beetlejuice? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm very curious to see how she differentiates her character from Wednesday, because both characters are likely to be a little emo. So I'll be curious to see how that unfolds. But listen, I mean, I'm a fan of her. I think she's done great. And listen, ride the train while you can, right? Because there's no guarantees of tomorrow. There's no, and I mean, not just like in life, but in career. There's no guarantees. So she's hot right now. And I mean, in demand. She's hot right now, and people want her in it, and and this is what's happening. So it doesn't surprise me. Those are my thoughts. Yeah. So just like, I don't really care either way, because I like the first Beetlejuice, but I haven't watched it in like 30 years. It's just one of those ones from the late 80s, but you know, it was in and around that like Tim Burton time, you know, the Beetlejuices and the Batmans and the Edward Scissorhands and it's like I haven't watched Edward Scissorhands in like 30 years, you know, and I like that movie too. But, so I like them well enough, but Jenna Ortega it's brilliant casting. Yes, that's great casting. I just hope we're not being oversaturated with her. That's all. And I still got to watch the Wednesday series. I haven't watched it yet. Movie chat and more, part 2. Hello, Richard. Sends in £5. Says, hi, Dave. If you could have a chill out weekend with any Halloween star, who would it be? A few beers, movies, chatting, etc. Halloween star? I don't know. Nick Castle seems pretty chill and relaxed. John Carpenter would get sick of talking Halloween. Nick Castle seems pretty chill and relaxed. I think Tommy Lee Wallace would be cool too. Yeah, you know, maybe those two guys. You know, something like that. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Josh McKenna sends in $9.99, says, I know you like true crime. Have you heard of Toby Willis? He and his family were a seemingly wholesome family band. The family is far from wholesome. Toby is in prison for abusing his wife and kids. I have not. It's entirely possible I have, and I just haven't made the connection with the name and a face or a story, but I do like true crime, as a lot of us do. And I'd like to, I should check that out. I do like it. Pretty cool. Yeah, no, those true crime stuff, man, they're crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff, I'm telling you. Sometimes it's just brutal. Sebastian says, Jenna Ortega is pretty busy now. She has Beetlejuice and Wednesday next, so Scream 7 might not happen, at least for a while, or it might not happen with her. Do you need her? Remember, Jenna Ortega is not, she's not the lead in this new Scream franchise, in these new Scream movies. She's a lead, like she's a supporting, well, she was a real supporting character, like really kind of hardly there in Scream 5. She was very much there in Scream 6, yes, for sure. But the focal point, your final girl, your who the sort of the root of the story, right, is Sam, is Melissa Barrera. So I think you could do a Scream movie without Jenna Ortega. Really give the shine now to Melissa, because Jenna Ortega is such a huge star now that she tends to overshadow Melissa a little bit. Not in the right, I mean, she has, I just mean in terms of everyone's talking about Jenna Ortega, Jenna Ortega, Jenna Ortega, Jenna Ortega, but nobody's talking about Melissa Barrera, who's really the final girl here, right? So I think if she wasn't there, it would definitely help to lean more focus into Melissa's character. And I think she could do it. And I'm very curious and fascinated to see where that goes and where that sort of the trajectory of that story, will she, won't she, the darkness. It's fascinating. That doesn't mean you can't bring her back, or maybe she is in it, but it's a smaller role. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how much the Scream writers want to keep Melissa and Jenna as a dynamic duo, because you don't need, remember the story really is about Melissa, or about, Sam, right? And so they might do that, or they might wait. They've done 2 Scream movies in as many years, and they might go, you know what? Radio Silence is going to go off and do this right now. Let's just let it breathe for a bit. We had Scream in 2022. We had Scream 6 in 2023. Maybe we won't touch it again until 2026. Or something like that. Just let it breathe for, a couple years. Let people wonder. Let it marinate. Let Jenna do her fucking Wednesday season 2 and her, Beetlejuice 2, and let Melissa go off and do, some other things so she's not typecast. And then we'll circle back around in 3 or 4 years. Could always do that too. I mean, both movies were successful. So I understand that you may want to capitalize on that, but actors are busy. I mean, it doesn't have to be 4 years. I mean, maybe you circle back around in 2025. Maybe that's when you start making it. So it comes out in 2026. So there's 3 years between 6 and 7. Yeah, it's not bad. Let me see here. Movie chat and more. Richard sends another £5. Thanks, Richard. Said, talking about true crime, would you have let Bundy live and help solve crimes, or fried him like they did? Also, good luck with It's Me Billy Chapter 2. I mean, I don't know the details of the Bundy case. So I would say that I would not have... No, I probably would have put him on death row. I don't know. That's a decision. I hope I'm never in a jury. I hope I'm never part of, well, no, I wouldn't be here in Canada because we don't have the death penalty here in Canada. But I can't imagine being in a situation where I have to actually decide the fate of somebody's life. You know what I mean? Regardless, if they're, deserve it kind of thing. I thought there was another one that came in. Maybe that was it. Oh no, I think that was just the one that was left over, I think. Right. Edward Guerrero sends in $15. Canadian. Thank you very much, Edward. And says, well, you have a making of It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. Would like to see Olivia in some BTS. Absolutely, yes. So on the It's Me, Billy Chapter 1 Blu-ray, yes, there's a BTS featurette, which is almost an hour long. There's the director's commentary. There's the movie, of course. There's the trailers. The same thing will be on the Chapter 2 Blu-ray. You'll have a BTS featurette. You'll have the director's commentary. You'll have the movie. You'll have trailers, all that kind of stuff. So yes, definitely. We will have a BTS featurette for It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. We would have had it anyway. But now that Olivia's part of the project, it makes it even more special. So for sure, yeah, you will be able to see her, the behind the scenes and how all that is taking shape. So for sure, absolutely. Yeah, no, we're very excited. And again, folks, all it takes is just people, Blu-rays. That's it. It would help me a lot. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to the campaign. I would love to get this to 40,000 by Monday. That means that's really good shape. That's really good shape. If we can get this to 40,000 by Monday, it's great. And I know you're looking at that going, well, it's another 4,000. But all it takes is just a bunch of people buying Blu-rays. That's it. And I know I keep saying that, but I just want you to always remember that. The math is really easy. It's really easy. 100%. And I want to do the Halloween stream. For you guys. Where are we here? So the official Blu-ray is at 65 units sold. And the double blue is at 82 units sold. 82 units sold is the double blue. So if we get either of those to 550, I'm doing the epic stream to end all epic streams. Harry Hagen, my man. Harry sends in $5, says, is it true that Canada don't have the castle doctrine? So the man that was killed in the mansion you shot It's Me Billy in, he couldn't kill the guy that killed him. I've never heard of this castle doctrine. You mean like self-defense kind of thing? I don't know. I would imagine so. I would imagine if somebody broke into my house and was on the verge of going to shoot me and I shot him, that I would not go to jail. I imagine so. I'm not an expert on the legal system here. I know we don't have capital punishment here. But certainly, self-defense is, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. But I'm not entirely sure. So, he probably could have killed. I don't know if he had a gun. I have no idea. I don't know if he had a gun or if he had a weapon or what. I mean, it could have been by surprise. I'd have to read that article again, Harry. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to read the article again. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see here. How much time? We'll go a little bit longer. We're approaching 2 hours, but we'll go a little bit longer. We'll go a little bit longer, 2 hours, and boom, bum, 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 bum. I thought I still had water, but I don't. I'm all out of my water. Let me go back to the other screen here. There you go. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, are you a busy person with both DNN and It's Me Billy Chapter 2? Indeed, I am. What are you looking forward to more, DNN and It's Me Billy Chapter 2. What am I looking forward to more? I think they're different, right? I mean, we're in the middle of crowdfunding at the moment for Billy 2. So that is taking up a lot of my time, is taking up a lot of my mental sort of energy because, again, I mean, we are trying to raise $120,000 to make a Black Christmas sequel with Olivia Hussey. And that's important to us. And it's not easy. If we were backed by a studio, we wouldn't have to do this, but we're not. And so we have to. And it's fun too. It's fun. I've backed quite a few campaigns over the years, and it's always fun to be a part of something like this, to know that you made it possible, to see your name in the credits and stuff. So anyway, it's taking up a lot of my time. I am excited to have Dylan's New Nightmare out there. It will be out there this summer. I'm excited to have you guys see me as Freddy Krueger and in all its glory and finally able to share that with everybody and to share a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I have. They're also working on like a feature length behind the scenes documentary of the whole thing, which is really cool. I don't think I'm looking forward to, right now my mind is really focused on Billy. For obvious reasons, Dylan's New Nightmare, I'm just an actor on, so I'm not a producer on it. I'm not in the weeds on that one. So my mind isn't there every day. My mind is there when I need to attend to it, when there's something I need to do that's, I need to talk to Cecil about something, or Cecil wants to talk to me about, something. Thought I heard my cat, but maybe not. But my mind right now is heavily focused on raising the funds for Billy. And I'm very much looking forward to that. So, cause this is big. This is big. Edward Guerrero sends another $10. Thanks, Edward. And says, yep, I'm an Indiegogo. I'm an Indiegogo. Thanks credit. I'm an Indiegogo thanks in the credits backer. Amazing. I love it. Buying Blu-ray soon, too. Hello from Lakeshore Village, Toronto. Hey, I know where that is. Lakeshore Village, Toronto. Amazing. Eduardo, I think I called you Edward. Eduardo. Sorry about that, buddy. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Well, you're going to be there, buddy. Your name is going to be there. That's pretty cool. Movie Chat and More Part 2, £2. Says, expect breakdown, except for breakdown in The Thing. Favorite Kurt Russell film? I would say Overboard. I love Overboard. I adore Overboard with Goldie Hawn. Love it. It's always been a staple of mine in terms of 1980s comedies. And I think Gary Marshall directed that, if I'm not mistaken. But it's so preposterous. It's so absurd, but it's so good. It's so funny, and if you guys haven't seen Overboard with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, although the remake they did a couple years ago with Anna Faris, I think, wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I turned it on. I'm like, oh, watch this piece of shit. And I'm like, it was actually all right. As far as remakes go, it was a gender swap. But it was actually all right. I didn't mind it. But yeah, the 1980, I want to say 87, I think it was, somewhere around there. Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn, Overboard. Love it. Loose Quarter says, Dave acts like inflation didn't rise. People are struggling. Loose Quarter, you're right. People are struggling. I'm not acting that way at all. I'm not forcing anybody to not donate to the campaign. If you can't donate to the campaign, then don't donate to the campaign. Right? I'm not forcing you to donate to the campaign. Not at all. I'm simply saying, for those that can, for those that want to support, for those that want to be a part of horror history, that can be a part of it, right? We would love for you all to come out and help. If you are struggling financially, right, and $20 is the difference between your baby having diapers or little Timmy shitting on the floor, you buy the diapers. Your family comes first. That's the most important thing. Number one, 100%. I'm speaking to all the people that can afford it and that want to help out. So if you can't, I'm not talking to you, but do not put words in my mouth, because that's not what I'm saying. All right. But am I in sell mode? Am I in salesman mode? Yeah, I am, because it's a crowdfunding campaign to raise money for a movie with Olivia Hussey that I'm co-directing and co-producing and that I've co-written. So yes, I'm going to be talking about it a lot. I'm going to be posting about it a lot, trying to get it out there to, other people. I ask all you guys to help me out and share and all that. Yeah, because we're a family. I'm not asking anybody who can't to suddenly struggle and well, I got to give Dave $30 because he told me to. No, not at all. That's not what I'm doing at all. So take it outside. That's bullshit, and you know it. Let me see. Richie Rich says, am I the only one that sometimes gets Jeff Bridges and Kurt Russell confused sometimes when I'm talking about movies? I would say I don't, but you're probably not the only one. You're probably not the only one. For sure. There's probably there's probably more people that do. Movie Chat and More Part 2 sends in £5 and says, how's it going with the Christmas Griswold rant? I could never imagine that, but I do have the Steve Martin, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles almost down. Yeah, no, I haven't bothered, Richard. I've been so busy with everything going on with Billy, of course, that I would love to do it though. I'd love to do it. Maybe I could do it, although I know it's not the same. Maybe I could put it on a teleprompter, because you can have like you can have like a teleprompter on your on your computer, and maybe I could just kind of do it from that. Now, I would be my theatrical self, right? And it wouldn't look like I was reading off a teleprompter. It would look like I had it memorized. To you, it would be like, oh, wow. But to help me out, you know what I'm saying? I do have, I think I want to say either the first half or the first quarter of the Countries of the World song by the Animaniacs. Do you remember that? The Animaniacs from the early 90s. When Rob Paulsen, who was the voice of, is it Yakko, I think? And it's that one where it goes, what is it? It's United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuban, Caribbean. Hang on. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. I got like the first half of that down. That's it. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic of Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, Brazil. Yeah. I got to brush up on it, but it's something like that. I memorized like the first half of that like years ago, and I've never forgotten it. I just got to memorize the second half, and then I'd be able to do the whole thing. But that's always a fun one to do. It's not like, it's not as crass as the Clark W. Griswold one, but yeah, see? Eduardo's like, I know that one. Yeah. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuban, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, and it goes on. And it goes on like that. Yeah, you can YouTube it. I mean, it's Rob Paulsen is the voice actor behind Yakko, I think, and he's been in tons of stuff. I mean, he was Donatello or Raphael, I think, in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have his autograph actually on it's so funny. I know people now who work with him, and I have his autograph on a Ninja Turtle promotional 8x10. It says Cowabunga Dave, Rob Paulsen. And anyways, but yeah, he did that. And I think it's easier to memorize when things rhyme. Do you know what I mean? It didn't take me long to memorize that first half. Like I said, I did it years ago, and I still remember it, right? I'm a bit sort of wonky on it because I haven't brushed up on it in quite a few years, but a few years ago, I had it down like United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic of Dominican, and I just was flying through it. And then it get to that point where I'm like, and I don't remember the rest. So I need to memorize the rest. But yeah. Trevor Bristow says, Dave, did you actually reach Olivia Hussey, offered in reprising her role as Jess Bradford? I'll say that I'm excited to see her. P.S. She was on my crush. She was one of my crushes. Oh, of course. Yeah, no, we wouldn't have made that announcement. We're not lying to everybody. We would not have made that announcement. Absolutely. Again, I can't get into the details of it all because there's details of certain information that is just not, things that were discussed back and forth is what I'm talking about. But I can certainly say that yes, we were in negotiations with her manager for a couple of weeks, and Olivia was sent the script, and she was interested, and we were talking back and forth and trying to figure out how to make it all work and all that kind of stuff. And obviously her manager wanted our assurance that she would be be well taken care of and respected and comfortable. And of course, you know, I mean, that's very important to us. It's important that everybody that works on our sets feels respected and comfortable and is treated with dignity and class. Not just the stars, of course, but you know, everybody, right? From, you know, the PA up until, you know, Greg. That's how we operate our sets, is everybody is treated with dignity and respect. Because if everybody is treated with dignity and respect, if everybody feels valued, everybody feels, you know, respected, right? Then everybody's going to have a good time, and we're going to want to work hard together, and we're going to want to solve problems together, and we're going to want to make a real, make a movie together. Whereas if people aren't feeling respected and there's a hierarchy, I mean, there is a hierarchy, of course. I mean, we are the directors and the producers. We obviously get final say. But if everybody is valued and respected and treated, you know, humanely, and everybody is getting along and everybody's having a great time, everybody then is going to be working together and wanting to work for and with each other. But if so-and-so feels like a piece of shit because the director's treating them like a piece of meat, they're not going to want to work for you, and they're going to drag their asses. Do you know what I mean? So that kind of thing is very important to us when it comes to a set. So anyways, back and forth, you know, talking about all sorts of things, and we were able to come to an agreement, and Olivia was in and signed the dotted line, and it's happening. And it's very exciting, very exciting. We wanted that to happen when we launched the campaign, because we wanted to be able to say crowdfunding's now happening. Oh, and by the way, and we were able to do it. So very exciting indeed. Very exciting indeed. Yep. Let me see here. Aaron says, Dave, did negotiations at any point take a dip where it appeared you weren't going to get Olivia Hussey? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. There was back and forth, and it was just a matter of communication. You know, I think when negotiations tend to break down, I mean, unless there's something that is just astronomically ridiculous, and you know, one side or the other can't even fathom that, then yeah, obviously it will, you know, like, I guess I'm out. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the case here. It was just good communication. Her manager's a good communicator, professional. He really liked us. He really liked the idea. And so he wanted to work for us. I don't mean work for us, but I mean, you know, he wanted to help us out. And we really appreciate it, because this thing is very important. So it was just back and forth communication. You know, I don't think I ever felt that there was a time when it wasn't going to happen. It just was noodling the communication and making sure we all can come to an agreement. But there wasn't any point where I was like, oh God, it wasn't like that. No. Not that I remember anyway. Movie Chat and More sends another £5. Thanks, Richard, for your generous contributions tonight. Says, can you do the Steve Martin rant from Planes, Trades, and Automobiles? I can't. I only get mixed up when it comes to the make of cars. Give us your best shot. Oh, I can't even remember it. I remember the 4 fucking wheels and a seat, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Oldsmobile, does he say? I can't remember. He says something like, yes, you can start by wiping that rosy red something off your fucking rosy red cheeks. You can get, it's something, I would butcher it. I'd have to listen to it again. But it's such a great scene. And it's one of the reasons why that movie was and is rated R. A lot of F-bombs being dropped there. Let me see here. Have I got all the super chats? I think I did. Right? I haven't missed anything. Nobody's telling me that I've missed anything, which is good. I'm glad to hear that. I don't want to miss anything, but that's good. Oh, yes. Folks, look at this. Hang on a sec. Look at that. 36,689. We are so close to 37,000. We're so close to 37,350 backers. Like I said, my goal is I would love to get to 40,000 by Monday. And we still got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got 4 days to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, we were at 29,000 on Monday morning. That's just 2 days ago. Now we're knocking on 37,000. That's $8,000 in 2 days. That's amazing. Like you guys are, if I could reach through the screen and hug all of you, I would. You guys are fucking amazing. You're fucking amazing. It's unreal. It's unreal. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. But yeah, I mean, just fantastic. Can we get to 37,350? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there to my McCrazies. Come on, McCrazies. I need some hype music. Where's the hype music? It's the hype music I was using the other day. Here you go. Come on. There it is. Can the McCrazies do it? Maybe I'll save that for if we actually do it. Harry Hagen, my man, another $5 says, oh no, that's from earlier. What happened to my stream here? That's from earlier. Oh, here we are. The Violator 862 sends in $4.99, says, Dave, the trolls are out tonight. There was a guy calling you an egotist in the chat earlier. Oh yeah, it's probably the same guy with 37 different accounts. That's how these people roll. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, no, I've gotten everything from pretentious to egotistical to condescending to, I mean, it's just noise to me. It's just like, you know, whenever a troll comes into the chat room, right, or leaves a comment, and you feel like, no, Dave McCray, all I hear is, like, that's literally all I hear. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, next. You know what I mean? I mean, it's par for the course. It's par for the course, right? There's people that are going to like you. There's people that are not going to like you. There's people that are going to be jealous that we're actually shooting a movie with Olivia Hussey and raising money. There's people right now that are jealous of all of you that see that number and that are pissed off. They're angry. They see that number. They go, "Whoa, no." It's just like, fuck. It's just, you know what? Yeah, because we're following our dreams, man. Because we're making a movie. Because we're making a movie, we're following our dreams, we're doing it the right way, we're getting we're getting the community in on it. You know, they're getting in on it, they're donating to the campaign, they're getting hoodies and t-shirts and Blu-rays and fucking all sorts of awesome shit they're gonna get, you know, to help us out. It's fun, man. It's fun. It's awesome shit. And there isn't anything can say that is going to spoil that. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Dave McCray thinks he's And it's like, yeah. Dave McCray thinks he's blah, 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 blah. And what have you done in your life? Troll on, my men. Troll on. You can troll all you want. It doesn't bother me. But that's literally what I think of now. It's exactly what I think of. I see it like as soon as I see Dave McCray thinks all of a sudden it's that's what it is. That's what it is. You can't beat me. You can't beat me. That's gonna piss them off. They'll be like, oh. Oh man, that's it. See, Cody's got it. And it's so funny because in the end I win because, you know, they don't like me, but yet they tune into me. They tune in, they watch, they comment. It's like, oh, that's great. That's a view for me. You know what I mean? Or they'll give a little thumb down. Oh yeah, they'll give a little thumb down. Oh, that'll give it to them. Yeah. Did you do anything with your life today? I gave Dave McCray a thumb down. Oh, good for you, little Bobby. Have more Doritos. Oh, man. Eduardo says, Dave, Blu-rays are sold out. I wanted to get one while you're putting out more. The Blu-rays are sold out? They're not sold out. What Blu-rays are sold out? There's no Blu-rays sold out. There's no Blu-rays that are sold out. Dave, Blu-rays are sold out. I wanted to get one. Will you be getting more? Blu-rays? The Blu-rays aren't sold out, my man. There's not a limit on the quantity. Ooh, are you on another campaign, perhaps? Let me know what you're talking about. Movie chat. Exactly, Warren Armour. Exactly. Why are folks so angry? I know. This is all positive here, right? I'm not forcing anybody to donate. I do not, like I've said many times, if you are in hard times, dude, I respect it. I respect it. You got to put your family first and your kids first, and you got to do what you got to do. I respect it. I'm just talking to everybody who maybe, is not going through a hard time or, is able to help out. That's who this is all for, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not fun of holding anybody to the fire saying, you've got to donate. No, it's not what's happening here. But you see, people get jealous. They get jealous because they see us succeeding. The trolls get jealous because they see all the McCrazies succeeding and the community succeeding and the community actually stepping forward, bringing Olivia Hussey back. I mean, like I said, she is back, but I mean, the budget, the production budget, right? Because we need the money to be able to make it a reality. And it's like, they see that happening and they're like, oh, my life's so miserable. I want them to be miserable too. Did you give another thumbs down? Yes, I did. And I'm just saying, hey man, it's all positivity here. We're a family here. Listen, we are a family here, man. We are a community. We are a family. We are stepping up for each other. That's what it's all about. And if you are a disgruntled, miserable piece of crap, well, I'm sorry. I hope life picks up for you. Hill says, yeah, wrong campaign. Yeah, there you go. See, you're probably on the first campaign. No, dude, you can pick up the Blu-rays are there, man. The Blu-rays are there. The Blu-rays are there. Did I get all the super chats? That's the Cheeto eating, Dorito eating, and listen, I love Cheesies and Doritos. I'm just saying. Hey, I'm not knocking it. I'm just, Movie chat and more part 2. Thank you for your vids. Love the funny ones. Hey, no problem, Richard. Thank you for supporting the channel and being part of the community. Really appreciate that. Harry Hagen says, that reminds me of the Howard Stern show when he dealt with Hazel or Eric, the actor. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I mean, I know who Howard Stern is, obviously, but I don't know the specific thing that you're talking about. Trevor Bristow says, in your opinion, what is the scariest movie that you've ever watched? For me, it's a tie between The Exorcist and The Shining. The Shining is very scary. The Exorcist is very scary. Those are two great ones. It's hard to say what the scariest movie is I've ever watched. They would be up there though, for sure. I think, look, it's dated now. But I think that first Elm Street is very scary. Very scary. I can only imagine watching that in the movie theater in 1985. In 1984, I was 5 years old. So I wasn't exactly, I mean, I know, I could have gone, I guess, if my brother had taken me, but, in 1984, I was 5. And, so I obviously didn't get to see it in the theater. I can only, and when you watched it in 1984, it's not like you were watching it going, well, this looks dated. No, it's 1980. You're in it. So it looks, you know what I mean? I can only imagine how terrifying that movie must have been for people. Like Tina's death scene. Oh my God. Like just fucking terrifying. And just the darkness and the bathtub and I can, again, now, of course, because it's nearly 40 years old, we're desensitized. We've seen that and so much more now since then. I mean, I think it still holds up, but obviously it is dated. And so I'm going to say the first Elm Street only because, but within its context. The Shining is still fucking terrifying today because of its mood and its atmosphere and its eeriness and the way Kubrick, like the shot choices and the lens choices and the pacing, and it still holds up today. The Exorcist, very similar. Very, very similar. Friedkin was freaking great in his shot choices. That first Elm Street was in 1984 must have been just Absolutely terrifying. Let's check the poll. 270 of you have voted. 56% now say that they want a Halloween Season of the Witch streaming series. 21% say maybe. And 23% say, no, I want Michael Myers, damn it. Movie chat and more. Another super chat. Thanks, buddy. $2 says, I couldn't sleep facing the window because of Salem's Lot. Yeah, I got to watch Salem's Lot again. It's been a minute, as they say. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. So I've got to watch that again. It's been a while. That was a TV movie, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, look at this. 349 backers, 36,769. Mama crazies. No, I can't do that. We got to cross 37 before that song comes out. But maybe there's a different song I can play. Maybe I can just play the, I'll just do this one. Yes. Less than $240, something like that, away from 37,000 in 10 days. You are making it a reality. You are doing it. We can't do it without you. Man, look at that. 349 backers, 51 days left, 36,769 Canadian dollars, 30% of our production budget in 10 days. Woo! I love you guys. Edward Nito sends in $5. My Godzilla brother from another mother. Dave, I'll donate $20 to the campaign for every live show that takes place during the next 51 days. Cheers, my man. Dude, if you really do that, that's amazing. That's awesome. You don't have to do that, but that's amazing if you do that. I don't know how many live shows I'm going to have now until the end of the campaign, but if you do that, that would be awesome. Right? I mean, that could be a couple $100, depending on how many live shows I do. So that's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. People stepping up, doing what they can. Right? Doing what they can. Aaron Click says, Dave, at the moment, I can't contribute to the campaign. That's all right, but I will soon. But I am sharing your announcement video every few days on Facebook, including groups I'm in. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Share you can share that. You can share the, also share, the promotional shit that I've been posting that has Olivia on it. You could share that too, because then it's kind of share the Blu-rays or you can share that stuff too. Not just the video, but you could share that and be like, guys, come on, Olivia Hussey. It's just getting people excited. Look, it's if this was a Halloween fan film, we'd probably have our budget made by now. Do you know what I mean? Especially if it was, we're a professionally shot film. It's getting people to look. In 2020, we raised 64,000 Canadian dollars. That wasn't because everybody that donated was a Black Christmas fan. I mean, there were a lot of them, sure, but people stepped up and donated because they believed in myself, they believed in Bruce, they believed in what we were doing, the cause, right? They knew that if we did raise our budget, we would be able to deliver on our promise, which was what we gave, right? And it was amazing. It was one of the most humbling experiences of my life. Still to this day, one of the most humbling experiences of my life. And I've never forgotten it. And seeing this right now, 36,769, 30% in 10 days is incredibly humbling. It's moving in a lot of ways. I know that might sound kind of weird, but it's the vast majority of these people that are donating, I've never talked to. I don't know. I probably never will talk to. I never will know. But they're just people that believe in me. They love the channel. They love what we're doing. They want to see it. They want to see Olivia, of course. That can't be understated. But it's really special to see this, So yeah, man, share as much as you can in certain groups, or it's important that we reach people. That's what I want to do. I want to try to reach people beyond the community. Do you know what I mean? Because reading the Bloody Disgusting article, and again, shout out to them for actually doing the piece and for covering it and for picking up our press release. But I went to the Bloody Disgusting Facebook page, and they, of course, shared the announcement there. And I was reading the comments, and they were all positive, which was great. There wasn't any, I'm sure, there might be eventually, but I was reading that, and I was reading all the comments, and there were quite a few people in there that were like, chapter 2, where's chapter 1? Like, I'm a huge Black Christmas fan. I'm fucking totally down for that. So I would share it. I would go on there and I'd share it. And then some other people actually shared it to, some other people. It goes to show you, right? There's still a lot of people out there that would absolutely donate to this campaign and would absolutely love love the idea and what we're doing, this legacy tribute film, and Olivia's back, and oh my God, there's so many of them out there. But for whatever reason, they're not hardcore movie fans like us. They're not dialed in every day like we are on the forums, on the channels, on this, on that, but would absolutely donate or tune in if they could, if they knew about it. So it's about reaching those people too. It's easier said than done, and it's tricky. I recognize that, but it's about that as well, right? Whereas, it's tough, but we're doing well. I mean, we're doing really well. I mean, this is great, really great. Oh, went up a little bit. 36,783, 350 backers. Ooh, 17 bucks away, $217 from 37,000. All that would take is, a couple Blu-rays. Let me see here. Movie Chat More said, $2. Have you seen Crossroads with Britney Spears? I have not, but I do know the movie you're talking about. Troy Grubb sends in $4.99. Thank you, Troy. Says, I'm looking forward to It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. Had to pick up the Blu-ray to say thank you for all the years of entertainment. Dude, thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot. If any of you out there are ever, and I'm not trying to sound, this is going to sound, I don't mean to sound pretentious when I say this, but if anybody is ever thinking about a way they can say thanks, because I do get a lot of, and I'm not the only one, right? Cody Leach, Drum Dums, the Wham guys, the Slaughtered Lamb, Wolfman. We all get these types of messages from people that are like, hey, dude, just want to let you know that, you got me through some hard times. I lost my job, or I lost my wife, or, whatever. And it can be, I can tell you that over the years, I've received quite a few of those. And it's really, I don't know who this person is. I don't know who they are. I had no idea. It's just what we produce, whether it's me or Cody or, the Slaughtered Lamb guys or whoever, we're just producing this content because we love it. We love being with you guys and sharing and talking movies and just having fun and being silly. And, the world is so serious. It's nice to kind of have that escape, right? And, but it really is moving to have these people say those things. And I've had people say a number of times, you've done so much for me, and I didn't even know that I had, right? Just me being here on the channel. And they'll often say, if there's anything I can do, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm usually always just like, oh, don't worry about it. No, you don't need to, don't worry about it. I'm just being, I'm on the channel, because what am I going to say? Like, yeah, you can buy me a cake, like what, right? But this is something you could do. This is actually an opportunity. So if there is anybody out there that ever does feel that way, oh, I wish there's something I do for Dave, or, whatever, this is something you could do. It absolutely would mean a lot, 100%, because you're helping to make a dream of mine come true, and which is really, really cool, and you are helping it happen 100%. It's not like, I mean, it's not like we're going to take the money and then go on like a big vacation or something. I mean, this is all going into the movie. It's awesome. It's a lot of work on this end, but it is awesome. Eduardo Guerrero, another 220 Canadian, my fellow Canuck, says, been watching you for years. I'm just extra quiet. Hey, dude, that's okay, man. I'm glad you spoke up, though. That's awesome. Yeah, and you're not that far away. I'm not downtown. I'm sort of more northwest, but I know exactly where you are, you know, in that area. That's really cool, dude. That's really cool. It's always nice to see. Oh, thank you, Chester. Appreciate it. I will get on it. Thank you, buddy. It's always cool to see a fellow Canuck speak up, especially a fellow Torontonian, because when I look at my Google Analytics, let me go back to my other live screen here. When I go back, when I look at my Google Analytics, right, it actually says that only 4.7% of my viewers, less than 5% of my viewers are Canadian, not just, you know, from Toronto, Canadian. That's across the country. So that means like what? Maybe 1% watches me from. So for you to speak, it's like, hey, there you are. Hey! You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so rare. It's so rare. Now, because Toronto is the mecca, you know, it's huge. I mean, maybe that 5%, that 4% is really everybody from this area. I don't know. But it's crazy. And over 75% of my viewers are from the States. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? That explains why when I was in LA a few years ago, I was walking through a Burger King parking lot. I'm in Burbank, California. I'm walking through a Burbank parking lot, going to grab something to eat at, it was either Burger King or Wendy's. I think it was Wendy's. And I heard Dave McRae. And I'm like, look over, and it's some guy. He's like, hey man, I watch you. And I'm like, that's never happened to me here. That's never happened to me ever. I'm like, I'm in Burbank in LA, and so what? But you know, I mean, most of my viewers are from there, right? So, just wild, man. Not from LA, but from the States. You missed my super chat. Okay, thank you very much. My apologies. Know when I miss a super chat, it's never intentional. It's just like the chat will kind of like refresh itself, and you know what I mean? So that's why I count on people like Chester and my mods to kind of go, oh, Dave. There it is. Western Ram sends in $1.99 and says, do you like the brooding nature of Michael and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? No, I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie's remakes. You know, I don't particularly like it. I don't like them. You know, I will say this, and I've said this before. Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, I like part 1 better than 2 because it's a little more like Halloween than Rob Zombie's part 2 is. But I don't particularly like either because I just don't agree with the creative decisions. I don't agree with the direction. I don't agree with, it's just not my kind of movie. Rob Zombie's films are usually not my kind of movies. They're usually white trash hit kind of, it's just not my style. There's an audience for them. There's a market for them. Absolutely. But I'm just not a big fan of what he did with Halloween. And I'm certainly not a big fan of what he did with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. However, I do, like most people, even people who aren't crazy on part 2 from 2009, really do like the dream sequence at the beginning with Octavia Spencer and of course Scout, and she's being chased in the rain. It's too bad it was a dream. That's it's great shit. The rain, the mood, the atmosphere, the lightning, the thunder. Love it. Love it. Fantastic shit. The best part of that movie. The rest of the movie, not for me. Not for me. So the brooding nature, he was more Jason Voorhees from part 7, you know, than he was Michael Myers. But fair enough. It's a reimagining, right? So that's why I say, like, I give credit where credit. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Black Christmas 2006 film either. It's why, you know, I like the 1974 film. I like more of that theater of the mind, the mood, the atmosphere. But I give credit to the filmmakers of Black Xmas in 06 in the sense of that, well, it's not the same thing over again, right? It is a different take on it, you know? So I mean, and for some people that's going to work. For me, it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. So, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Beat bom ba-doom bom ba-ding bom bom. Ooh, 36,797. Look at you people. Just now you're probably handing in little, like, you know, donations, like, oh, I'll put in $5 here. I'll put in 10. It's going up, beep, 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 beep. I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Hey, like I said, we're not. So, I mean, tomorrow we should cross 37,000. I would imagine tomorrow we should cross 37,000. That means we're only $3,000 away from $40,000 going into the weekend. Man, like I said, I'd love to be at that $40,000 mark by 2 weeks. That would be so good. It's all about pace, right? Like, guys, we can't make a $120,000 movie with with this kind of a budget, right? Now, you can make a lot of movies with this kind of money, but you can't make the movie, our movie, right? Because again, keep in mind too, right? It's a union film, right? So we're dealing with SAG-AFTRA, we're dealing with ACTRA, there's union fees, there's actors' salaries, there's crew, there's locations and craft services and hotels and accommodations and flights and, rentals and truck rentals and all that kind of, I mean, it's, we're making a movie like we did, the first one. So, and the budget has gone up for a variety of reasons. And so it's all about that pace, right? It's all about that pace that we want to keep. Do you know what I mean? Just keep that pace, keep that pace, right? And just so cool. It's so awesome to see you guys. I won't let you down. Listen, I can't guarantee you'll like it, just as I couldn't guarantee you would like the first movie. But what I can guarantee you is a professional product through and through, from top to bottom, handled with tender love and care. Sounds like an Elvis thing. Love me tender, love me true. But, totally handled with care, and paying honor and respect to Black Christmas, and starring Olivia Hussey and Lynn Griffin and Victoria Miro and Carol Coltman and Brian Charles Peter and mood, atmosphere, all that fun stuff. That I can guarantee you, of course. For sure. I won't let you guys down. Eddie Chase, my man, Eddie Chase sends in $4.99, says, love that Olivia is back. Be sure to ask her about her experience filming Death on the Nile. Insane cast. Love to know if any drama, fights, or advice or gossip happened. Yeah, I'll if I remember, I will ask her about it. Obviously, we will have time to chat during breaks and dinner and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I haven't really thought much about that, but definitely I'm sure I'll ask her a few questions about a few things. It was an insane cast. I mean, Betty Davis was in that. The legendary Betty Davis was in that. I mean, that's wild shit. You know what I'm saying? It's great stuff. I love Betty Davis. One of my favorite Betty Davis movies is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. She's been in a lot of great ones, but I love that one. But you are, Blanche. You are in the chair. Okay, I'm not missing. Real reveal. What's going on, Real? Billy is coming back, baby. We hope so, Real. We got to keep it going. Gotta keep it going. There's people tuning in and tuning out. Jeez, Dave, is he on crack? Is he on coke? Is there something he's on here? I don't know what the hell's going on. Dave's on coke or crack or something. I don't know what's going on. Nope, just high on life. High on life and excited for my movie. Terrell Sims says, are there any more cast members that you have yet to announce? Great question, Terrell. Yes, yeah, there are a couple that we have yet to cast. The important cast members have been cast, which is great. But there are a few that we still have to cast. But it's not urgent. It's not urgent. Those we can cast, over the summer and whatnot, which we will do. But it was very important to us that we sealed Lynn Griffin, and very important to us that, of course, we sealed Olivia Hussey. It was very important to us that the returning cast members came back as well, but they were absolutely thrilled to come back. Victoria can't wait to reprise. Victoria is so excited. First of all, I love Victoria. She's fantastic. Not just as an actress, but as a person. She's just a great person and such great energy on set, great to work with. And she's so excited, obviously, as we all are, to have Olivia on set. She's just, beside herself that it actually came, oh my God, because we had talked about it, right? You know, through all the production, through chapter 1 and all that kind of stuff. We were like, you know, she's like, you know, do you think we could, you know, have Olivia? And they're like, well, you know, we're going to try. We're going to do everything we can, you know. And now that it's happened, it's like, you know what I mean? It's so awesome. It just brings it to a whole new level. And, but she's very excited about that, obviously. But she's uber excited to now complete her character's arc. You know, as I've said many times, Sam is, I mean, we have Olivia, of course, in the movie. She's one of the stars, absolutely. But Sam is one of the stars too. I mean, she's our star here, right? I mean, she was all through that first film, and then we're going to get to see her. She has a lot to do in this movie, and we're going to get to see her, you know, that arc complete, right? You know, because in the first movie, she was feeling a little down and depressed. We saw that, right? But she has that inner strength in her. Sam has strength in her, like her grandmother, but she needs to tap into it. She needs to explore it and discover it. And there's that great scene in chapter 1 when she says, listen, you know, Emma, I really got to start taking care of myself. I don't want to end up like her. And Emma's like, you're not like her. You're strong like your grandma, right? Reminding Sam that she's got strength within her. So then she has that run in, her friends disappear. Oh my God, my friends are dead. What's going on? Her whole life is crumbling, and she does the right thing. She runs out of the house, but she runs into the arms of danger, right? And she's fucking chloroformed by Agnes. She's dragged back into the house, tossed in the basement. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit, right? She's at her most, so if she was kind of, you know, because she had just lost she lost her mother, who knows how long ago. She just lost what she thought was her grandmother. She lost, you know, she thinks she lost her grandmother is what I meant. And so it's like, what's going on, right? Like, you know, she feels kind of down and upset. And then all of a sudden she discovers that her grandmother's alive, you know? So she's at her lowest point. She's at her lowest point. Sam is at her lowest point, and her grandmother is at her lowest point. And they rely on each other's strength, right? So now they've rediscovered hope in each other, in the discovery of each other, you know, grandma, you know what I mean? Sam, oh my God, you know what I mean? Now there's renewed hope. And now you're going to see that strength, right? To rise up and fight back. And so we get to see Sam's arc, the completion of her arc. So if Sam's arc felt complete or incomplete in chapter, well, it's because it is. It's not a complete arc. It's not. It was designed that way, right? So now we get to see that. And there's certain things that Sam's just really excited about that she gets to do, you know? And so I'm so excited to be able to show you that, you know, that's really cool. That's exciting. You know, and of course to show you Olivia and where she is and what, you know, she does and Billy and Agnes and how that all sort of comes in and how it all makes sense. What? How is grandma in the basement? What's going on? How is it? What's going on? I don't understand. What does that mean? How does it all tie together? Right? How's it all tied together? Now, again, I can't guarantee you'll agree with the creative decisions, but I can certainly guarantee you that we've thought long and hard about this. This isn't just fucking shoehorning shit in. We've gone over the original film, our film, you know, I mean, there's many different ways you can slice a cake, right? So maybe you won't like our slice, I don't know, but we have definitely thought long and hard about it. And we really are excited about this direction. And think it's cool. And we're very excited to show you how it all ends. If I wasn't in this wheelchair, I would slap the shit out of you. But you are, Blanche. You are in the chair. Yes, Harry, my man. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Hey, Jay Thor said, another Canuck. Howdy from Windsor, Ontario. Hey, yes. The Canucks are coming out. The Canucks are showing some love. Just the love we Canadians can do. Oh my goodness, I love it. That's great. Like I said, I don't see too many Canucks in here very often. So it's great. Oh, look at this, folks. Look at this. We are less than $150 away. Less than $150 away from $37,000. Can we do it? Can we do it? There's Blu-rays, there's hoodies, there's t-shirts, there's snow globes. Lynn Griffin signed snow globe. Are there any tree ornaments, Lynn Griffin signed tree ornaments left? I'm not sure. There's posters. You can get the official It's Me Billy Chapter 1 poster and the official It's Me Billy Chapter 2 poster together, both official one sheets, 24 by 36. You can get those. Now, the official Blu-ray, the Billy 1 and Billy 2 poster pack together is limited to 10, just so you know. But you can get the official teaser poster, or no, hang on. Maybe the teaser. Yes, okay, so the poster packs. So the official poster from Chapter 1 and the official poster from Chapter 2 is limited to 10 as like a package. The teaser poster and the official poster from Chapter 2 is limited to 10 together as a package, but you can buy the teaser poster and the Chapter 2 poster separately as well, because maybe you don't want the teaser poster, you just want the official poster and vice versa. You can buy them, and those are not limited, just so you know. It's all there in the campaign. And like I said, this is just week 2. Right? This week we introduced the Lynn Griffin snow globes and tree ornaments. We have some other things that are coming down the pipe too. So, just so you know. Where are you guys? Gee, I've been going a long time here. Let's, you know what? Let's take this thing to 9 o'clock. You know what? Another 15 minutes. We'll take this another 15 minutes. We'll take it to 3 hours. That's what we'll do. Nighttime sends in $2, says, when was the last time you saw Black Xmas 2006? Probably 2 years ago, maybe? 2 years ago? I watched it 2 years ago. Probably during all the first Billy stuff is when I watched it, because I was, I was sort of in that zone, in that mood, and I think it was around Christmas time. It might have been Christmas time 2020, actually. So maybe 2.5 years ago. Because we hadn't released Chapter 1 yet. We were still in post-production on it, but we had released the teaser trailer for Chapter 1. And I think that Christmas I watched like Black Christmas, and I think I watched Black Xmas, and I've seen Black Xmas a couple of times. There's certain things I like about it. It's nice to see Andrea Martin in there as the house mother. That's cute. But I just don't like I don't like taking the kind of horror movie that Black Christmas is, which is more of that theater of the mind, psychological mood and atmosphere, and turning it into just a slasher movie. And I think that's what I really don't like about the Rob Zombie's remake. You know, the original Halloween is a slasher, sure, but because of the time it came out in 1978, there's a lot of psychological, it's more a psychological thriller, horror, you know, theater of the mind. Like it's more of that old school horror. And I think that's why I didn't particularly like what Rob Zombie was doing. You know, because he was turning it into something it wasn't. But at the same time, like I just said earlier, you got to give credit where credit is due. Right? I mean, he made it his own, and there's something to be said for that. Edward Nito, Godzilla brother from another mother, sends in $10. Says, as we close in on the last 1,000. I can see Dave lose his shit like Quentin Jaws as he applies more pressure to the accelerator. Yes! Yes, I love it. While Hooper's trying to stop him. Farewell to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell to you ladies of Spain. Quint, you want to lay off it? Yeah, and he's totally doing this too. He's doing this. He's doing the chicken thing. He's bobbing his head. He's doing this. Oh, fuck, dude, you're right. Yeah, it's at like 119,000, and like $38 or something. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting, and I'm just going, farewell, Spanish lady, come on! Get off of you goddamn son of a bitch! Come on! Well, and like I said, it's so important to get, like, reaching our goal doesn't just mean, I mean, that's great. Oh my God, yes, we reached our goal. This is great. but it also means that the campaign goes into demand. So that means although the campaign is over, we can put our campaign into demand and we can still raise money afterwards. So if there's, and we can add new perks, right? Maybe there's a couple of new perks we want to add, right? Now that the movie is, or now that the campaign is done and we go shoot the movie, maybe there's some new perks we want to add, right? And we can do that because we reached our goal, the campaign's in demand. Now we can add some juicy stuff from the movie. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important to reach that goal so we can get the campaign into demand and we can continue to raise funds after that for post-production and, release and all that kind of stuff, which is great. And then people who couldn't get in on it in May and June can get on now afterwards, right? You know what I mean? Or maybe you were like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy another Blu-ray or something. Who knows? Hey, you know what? I got Bob, who's a friend of mine. I'm going to, you know what I mean? It's so important. It's so important. It's great stuff. But fuck, Edward, man, that's really funny. Because I can picture it. And it's so true. And you know me. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. That is really good. And then the night before we reach the last 1,000, I'll be doing, the Indianapolis speech, but it'll be all about, about how, be about Billy and everything. And yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny. Let me see here. Sergio Ribeiro, am I saying that right? Says, which is worse in your opinion, Dave? Jaws 3D or Jaws the Revenge? Jaws 4 is secondhand embarrassment on pure display. I think Siskel and Ebert had the funniest review of that train wreck. I actually saw Jaws the Revenge at the drive-in in 1987 when I was 8 years old. Wasn't one of my proudest moments. I think Jaws, they're both dog shit. Like they're both real dog shit. I think Jaws 3 has the better story, but it's awful effects. Like one of the worst things is seeing that shark slowly move towards the glass. And when it explodes and it's just awful. Like everything about Jaws 3 is awful and everything about Jaws the Revenge is awful. It's just how much, do you want to shit pizza or do you want to shit pie? They're both shit. You're still eating feces. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I would probably rather watch Jaws 3. I'd probably rather watch Jaws 3, but I'm not quite sure why. Ooh, still at 36,857. 10 minutes to go in the stream. Can we get that to 37,000? I don't know. Wait, Richard, did you send in a super chat that I missed? Let me go back here. I don't want to miss Richard's super chat if I missed. Oh, wait. Oh, Chris Baber had one too. Oh, Eddie Chase had one too. I missed these. My apologies, folks. I missed these. Eddie Chase, $4.99 says, love that Olivia is back. Be sure to, No, I read that. Chris Baber says, new rule. If you reach your budget by day 30, then you have to drink a Red Bull live on the channel. Fuck, I'll do that. Sure. Listen. McCrazies. If we reach our budget of $120,000 with 30 days to go, I will absolutely drink a Red Bull. A Red Bull on air? Sure, no problem. I haven't had Red Bull in like 10 years, but I'll drink a Red Bull on air. Sure. Want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Ideally, I'll be honest with you. Ideally, it would be at minimum, it would be great to be halfway there by day 30. Halfway there. Now that's minimum. Ideally, I said ideally twice. I meant minimum 60,000. Halfway there. Ideally, we'd like to be over that. We'd like to be maybe knocking on 70,000. Maybe more like 55 or, 60%. Because then we have 30 days to go. hypothetically, if right now we were on day 30 and we were at 36,857, I'd be worried. I'd be very worried. But the fact that we are on day 10 and already 30%, that's good. But like I've been saying all stream, we can't take the foot off the gas. The second we take the foot off the gas, the second I just relax, now out of sight, out of mind. This is big. We're crowdfunding. The real work begins when you launch that campaign. I think a lot of people will launch campaigns to try and fund their movie, but when they launch it, they put so much work into the campaign. They put so much work into advertising that the campaign is coming up. But then when the campaign launches, they just sit back and wait. And it's like, well, no, that's when the real work begins. It's a marketing campaign. It's a marketing machine. It's like when a movie, a movie comes out, right? You have the marketing leading up to the movie. And then when the movie comes out, you have all the television spots and the billboards and the posters and this. Yeah, it's in your face all the time on Instagram, on Twitter, because it's got to be there. It's got to be there, or nobody's going to go see the movie, and nobody's going to, it's not going to make money. So it's the same thing with Indiegogo. Now, it's a balance, right? You don't want to be obnoxious, and you don't want to be, posting, 38 things every day. But we're trying to post at least once or twice a day. There might be a day or two where, we don't. But it's for that reason. It's for the algorithms. It's for the hashtags. It's for new people to discover it. It's for you guys to continue to share it. It's to keep it out there. It's so important. And I find that I think some campaigns will post and then go, oh, okay, well, it's posted now. And then they wonder why they only end up with 4% of their budget at the end of 60 days. That's because you weren't out there selling. It's how it's done, it's marketing, and so, but to be we'd love to be at 40,000 by Monday. I want to be at 40,000 by Monday. I hope that's going to happen. I don't know. Oh, moved up a couple of bucks. Somebody must have donated $5. I love it. You guys are awesome. 61. We're up to 61 now. Can we cross it before the end of the stream? And even if we don't cross it before the end of the stream, I still love you guys. It's fine. It's totally cool. I don't want you to think like, oh no, it's totally fine. Because we'll definitely cross it. If not tonight, tomorrow for sure. I got that one. Here we are. Caleb Parkinson sends in $1.99 and says, Dave, congrats on the campaign. I always love Hump Day. There you go. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Nighttime says, thoughts on the Meg 2 trailer. I got Fast X vibes. Yeah, I don't care. It just looks fake. Digital sharks just look fake, and the shark just looks ridiculous. I can't get into it when the computer generated, it just looks so fake. It's so preposterous. I just don't care. I haven't even seen the first Meg. I didn't see it because I just thought it just looked preposterous. And I get that in order to, I get what they're doing. I get it's not to be taken seriously. I get it. But I watched it because I tend to watch, most movie trailers, even to movies I'm not, really into, just because, I want to see. And I watched it, and it's not quite Sharknado, right? It's a couple of notches more mature than that, but it's just, when you've got Jaws, I'm just like, yeah, The shark in Jaws from 1975 looks far more real than anything in the Meg. Anything, period. Signed, sealed, delivered, facts. I still think the shark in Jaws looks real because it is. Now, I get that there's certain shots that might look a bit wonky, certain shots. But overall, I personally still think the shark holds up. I do. I think it looks fucking great. So, you go to the Meg and it's moving too fast. It just looks like a digital shark. It looks like a video game. So I'm just like, Now maybe if they could, I don't know, talk to James Cameron and he could fucking avatar a fucking shark so they can look as fucking amazing as those whales did in Avatar: The Way of Water. Okay, maybe. But I'm just not feeling it with the Meg. It just feels too computer gamey to me. Of course, some people say that about Avatar, but I don't feel that way about Avatar. Fans of something. Hey, Eddie, what's going on? Sends in $5. Says, Dave, link doesn't work in the description. Others have noticed, just so you know. Oh, it doesn't? Oh, okay. Thank you so much. In the description. It doesn't work? Let me just see here. Oh, you're right. It doesn't work. Let me fix that right now while I have you. Thank you so much. That's not good. I'm going to have to go back and damn, I'll have to go back and do that with, you know what? I'll go back and fix that after the stream is done because I'll have to go back to the other live streams and change it too. Weird. Okay. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for letting me know. And I will fix that promptly for sure. Where are you guys? All right. We're coming up to, Richard, did you send in another super chat? Why is your £5 still up there? I don't see your super chat here anywhere. No, it must be from an older one. Thank you, Tabitha, for doing that too. I appreciate that. Yeah, so what are we at here? Let me see. We're at 36,861. Still at 36,861. Ooh, still at 36,861. What dollar amount do you need to get 31%? I think it's 37,200. If we get to 37,200, that would be 31%. Yeah. 37,200 would be 31%. 37,000 on the nose is still 30%. I think. But either or, I mean, we'll probably get there either later tonight or tomorrow. So it's good stuff. Yes, thank you, Eddie, for sending that in. I appreciate that. That's weird. I wonder why it's a broken link. It's just a broken link, folks. The campaign is not gone. I just have to go in and fix it, and I will do that when I get off here. You guys are all right. All right. One last refresh, and then we'll call it a day. There are 36,861, 353 backers. Still amazing, folks. Still really amazing. You know, I got to say that, again, I want to thank everybody who donated to the stream while we were on here today. Of course, I'll be doing lots more of these streams throughout the month and in June as well. Bruce and I are planning to do a couple of Billy-a-thons, or at least one. Anyway, we just have to figure out the structure of it because we don't want YouTube to take 30% of what's donated. So we got to figure out how to do it. And yeah, just keep, sharing it with your friends, your family. I know that sounds like a cliche, but the more people that know about this, the better. Maybe there's a horror group that you're in that, I don't know, that you can let me know about maybe, because I don't know a lot about, I'm not a part, I'm a part of Killer Flicks, and I posted in there, but I'm not a part of a lot of horror groups that you think would be okay with, like, hey, you should come. Because a lot of people, when they see campaigns, they get their nose in the air and ask me to donate. And it's just human nature, right? You're asking for money. People are like, it's human nature. I get it. So you don't want to turn people off, right? We want to turn them on. Oh, fuck, really? Oh, that's cool. So if you know of any horror groups that have a lot of followers that might be interested in something like this, shoot me a DM and let me know, or share it yourself. If you're in there, to people that you think it would, be beneficial to, right? We just got to try and reach more people as well. The more people know about it, the better. But this was a great stream. This was a really good stream. I really appreciate all the super chats that came in today. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all of you supporting the channel like that. And of course, to my moderators, my great moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, Chris Baber, Cody Snyder, and Andrew Stevens. Thank you for doing all that you do. I really appreciate that very much. And thank you to everybody who has donated so far, so we can reach 36. So we have reached 36,861 Canadian dollars, 30% of our production budget in 10 days, with 51 more days to go. I believe we can do it. We did it once before in 2020. I believe this community can step up and do it again. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to everybody. Have a great rest of your hump day. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And I will talk to you all soon. All right, folks, take care. Have a great night. Cheers.